Did you hit the button?
Yep.
It still
We're
says
live.
it says go live right there for me. Oh, now it
Really?
doesn't. Oh.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
I'm sorry to report that Az has died again and left his own show, The Real BBC.
Yeah.
So F's in the chat for Az.
He was so
fired him
sad
from
when
his
the
own
Acolyte got canceled. He died.
Yeah, dying is no excuse. You're
No.
fired. You're fired. So rest in pieces. Rest in pieces. Welcome to The Real BBC Bagging, Boarding, and Chatting. There'll be a little bit of it today. Not to bury the lead here, but we have some pretty big news. The Acolyte has been canceled. It's gone. It's gone. The news dropped last night, and we will talk about it. But first, hello, MauLer.
Hello. That's just some wonderful news.
Isn't
and I'm going to be honest with you. I had a few thoughts immediately. Obviously, one being just, congratulations to everybody. We did such a good job there. But I was also just thinking immediately about how, damn, if there was one show to be supported by negative coverage with that theory, it would have been The Acolyte. That show had a huge amount of coverage. I was even surprised. I think Drinker said he didn't expect it to go beyond episode 2 or 3 or whatever, that the audience would have no interest in knowing anything about it. But no, everyone saw it through to the end. Everyone wanted to track it and essentially stake it in the heart every single episode that came out. But of course, it wasn't done in some kind of evil, bad faith way. You took the episodes as they came, gave compliments where we could. Every compliment from everyone I know went to the actor for Soul. Pretty much. It's he's the only one that's doing anything. Manny Jacinto as well, right? Or if I'm saying that name wrong. Also to him, his performance was not that bad. But then it's so what else is there? It's well, the lightsabers were pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
lots of girth in those
oh yeah.
on those
Hilts.
on the hilts, man. Lots of girth. I saw them at Comic-Con. They were thick.
Did you try to pick one up?
Ultimately, yeah, the show it died. it couldn't quite make it.
It provided great laughs, wonderful mockery, the best memes, the very best memes. It was beyond the Marvels as far as traction out there, and I was surprised at that too. I thought the same thing, that it would be done after a couple of episodes, but no. And I appreciate you guys seeing it through, and let this be another lesson in word of mouth cuts both ways, as it says in the title. Word of mouth cuts both ways, and especially when we do this stuff and we cover pop culture, it's best to watch this stuff so we know what we're talking about, and we can get into detail and find clips that went freaking nuts on X, and presented without comment. A lot of times you can just put something up and go, what the hell's this?
What the fuck was this?
Yeah, this is Disney Star Wars now, and people were roasting it to death. And that is, and always has been, part of coverage, part of fandom, and there's no the fact that people still say there's no such thing as bad press is just not a reality in this world anymore. It's just not. There is such a thing as bad press. This proves it. Hello, X-Ray Girl.
Hello. It is finally, I feel like it's winter. It's 15 degrees outside, so that's why I have a sweater hat, socks, and thick pants on. But the tears of the people crying over Acolyte keeps me warm inside.
Aw.
So
Aw.
yeah, thank you Twitter for that. Also, I'm a bigot because I want to play a racist game that
Oh,
doesn't
are you
have a
talking
lot
about
of
the
diversity.
monkey game?
The monkey game.
Yeah, yeah, we need more diversity of monkeys, and in China mythology, Chinese mythology.
Isn't it
China.
like
I like China mythology.
it's like absurdly popular right now, right? Like,
2.2 million concurrently playing it right now,
damn.
which I think is the second most.
That's a lot of bigots.
popular.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like this is the Hogwarts legacy effect. I want to call it the legacy
Cool.
effect, but I don't know if that'll actually catch. But yeah, you
Nice.
cry
If you want
at
a problem,
it.
I got Star Wars Bounty Hunter to finish, but also play Monkey Game, and then I've got Star Wars Outlaws coming out in like 10 days.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Ooh, it's a good month.
Star Wars has had a rough year, dude. Had a rough fucking year. I guess this isn't the win Kathleen Kennedy's going to go out on. Guess we're stuck with her for a little while. Holy shit. Remember, guys, they started the year. The year was hours old when Shabine obeyed Charmaine obeyed Chinoy. Charlemagne obeyed Chamoy went out when the year was hours old and said, well, it's finally time a woman takes control of Star Wars. Is it plugged in still? Wait, oh, I hit the wrong button.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the Rey movie.
Oh,
Thanks for paying attention.
That's still
no,
coming.
I meant what was plugged in.
Bimboism. We've encountered a lot of it on Twitter in the last 24 hours. So yes, she's going to do her Rey movie. So they announced the Rey movie when the year was hours old, saying it's about time a woman takes the reins and drives the direction of Star Wars, which was laughable. And it's gone downhill ever since, to be honest with you. I think that Rey movie's still coming. They didn't mention it. Did they mention it at D23? They didn't mention it in the earnings call. They mentioned the Mandalorian and Grogu, which I'm sure is going to be a big old hit.
It seems to me, isn't it Rey's turn to be the hobo now?
I think so. Yeah.
She had her trilogy. She should be the old, disheveled, useless fart.
It's been 5 years, so.
Yeah, whatever. She's old now.
Hope she has
She's
a big
going
old
to
grizzly
go
beard.
force herself.
Oh no. Oh no. So yeah, it's been a rough year for Star Wars. You want to pull up the article there, X-Ray Girl? You weren't ready
about the the Acolyte's impact. It was that episode 3, I think, the lesbian ritual that got mainstream, for just what the fuck is happening. I think that's where we all assumed it would end there. Like, what, wouldn't get any more significant, but I mean, the Plagueis Yoda appearances, everyone had to comment on that. Dude, we'll never find out Plagueis is what she was going to do to him in season 2.
I know, we're never going to find out. Yeah, what was he doing in the cave, man?
It was the Goon Cave. We'll never know what he was doing.
Plagueis will be stuck in the cave forever.
Yeah, with Darth Maul, remember, from fucking Solo? He's like...
They're just hanging out going, we're waiting for our call, man. Gonna get off the bench any minute now.
Amelia Clark's like, when are you next in Star Wars? She's like, I have no idea. As soon as the Crimson Dawn need to come back.
Oh, jeez. The Crimson Dawn.
Oof. Poor Amandla, huh?
Poor Amandla. Yeah, I guess that diss track didn't work. That's a shame.
Crazy. Because everyone saw that as like, that's IP launching kind of stuff, It's so good, but I guess it backfired. It's crazy.
It did. It did. I'm looking for the article so I can read it too. And it's not in BBC Research. Hi everybody.
I'll drop it in the private chat.
Hang on a
there
second.
You go.
That's not it. That's not it. No, I'm in Discord right now. Hang on.
Oh.
I got it.
One moment, please.
I got it.
Do you want me to just read what's on screen? What's happening?
Yeah, you can read what's on screen, MauLer.
Well, there's an ad in the way of half of it, so.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I don't know how to get rid of it. I'm sorry.
The Acolyte is dead. Star Wars series won't return for season 2.
Oh.
Horrifying.
Oh.
Aww.
Little image there of a MauLer looking sad.
Looking
That's
real.
the only face she
is,
has, though.
is that looking sad? I thought that was happy.
No, that's what I mean. She's doing emotions, all of them.
All of them,
theory.
all at once.
It's
Every
incredible.
emotion. The Acolyte will not return for season 2. Lucasfilm has elected not to continue with the Star Wars D+ series following its first season, which depicted the rise of the Sith through roughly 100 years before the events of Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
Depicted the rise of the Sith. That's what we were looking at. Is that what that was?
Really?
All right.
Really? I thought it was the rise of lesbian space witches and fires in space and inappropriate interpersonal Jedi relations and thirst traps. I think it was the rise of thirst traps in Star Wars, although that's been around for a while. But actually injecting fan fiction into your fan fiction just makes it fan fiction squared, makes it more shit with the whole Manny Jacinto disrobing slowly. They even mention this, dude, in the article. It's so funny. Slowly. And it inspired a lot of thirst posts. The news comes at once as a shock, given now much of season 1 finale ended on a cliffhanger and teased several plot lines for season 2, and not much of a surprise given the widely opposed reception from fans and the less than robust viewership that appeared to drop off like a freaking rock after the series premiere in June, which we've gotten confirmation of, and they mentioned that it's the finale was the lowest rated finale in D+ history for Star Wars, Disney Star Wars, sorry.
Well, no, it's like intuitive somewhat, right? It's like, why would anyone continue watching that fucking show? And if you did, what does the average person take away from that show by the end? It's like, what the hell happened?
That you can become good from evil by simply just changing your mind, and then go back by simply just changing your mind. And the message was ultimately it's empowering for women to be evil as long as it's their own choice.
Remember, the big plot payoff is we'll blame it all on Soul.
Yeah.
Like, what does the average person have to say about that as like a story beat? Do you think they'd turn to their friend and be like, why did that happen? Did we hate him? He let himself die. I guess we didn't like him.
Well, he deserved it within the show. He deserved it for his inappropriate interpersonal Jedi relations and being a man, being the patriarchy and not letting these women have a choice. So he deserved to die.
And
He deserved to die and be framed for killing everybody. That the woman who now is free because she can finally choose for herself murdered everybody or was complicit in it. That's a really good message for little girls out there, don't you think?
You got that disease that certain characters get where they're not allowed to defend themselves. The
Yes.
writers prevent them from doing it. Gotta love that one.
Like nobody asks any questions like, isn't this a little fucked up? Shouldn't you provide more context while you're arguing for your life? Like,
God, I wish someone. No one mentioned the ring wraith. We saw it. No one mentioned it in the universe.
It's like, listen, I'm sorry I killed your mom, but she like turned into a smoke demon right in front of my damn face. What am I supposed to do?
He's so funny. Soul's like, I can draw you a picture. Like, this thing is crazy. It's like his whole cartoon. And then, and he's like, and then it got bigger. He has draw little arrows.
And then it like went into I thought was you, but your sister, and I thought it was gonna kill her.
I think any reasonable person would. So
and honestly, I ignited my lightsaber, and I didn't think it was actually gonna kill Smoke, and then the dumb bitch reforms around the lightsaber.
That confused me when I first saw it. I was like, wait, she killed herself? Like what? She wasn't even like apparated, but fuck it, whatever.
Oh, dude, that was so funny. I had so many good laughs with this show.
And then allowing himself to die with sexism or whatever. Remember that?
Yes. Death by sexism.
He took her choice to kill him away from her. Men can't even commit suicide without being sexist. It's the funniest shit. Women most affected.
Oh my God. Woo! Leslie Headland is damaged.
It was crazy dude, because like the show itself was bad, but every interview she gave, the show got worse. She was explaining how she wrote it. It was like, oh God.
This is the greatest art she's ever created, MauLer. Remember she said that. Yes.
Pity it didn't resonate with anybody, but there we go.
Creator Leslie Headland, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, an avowed Star Wars superfan. Of course, she loves all the Star Wars.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Set out to create the first Star Wars story set outside the core timeline in the franchise that stretches from The Phantom Menace to the Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. The show followed twins Osha and May, both played by Amandla Stenberg exactly the same way, who were separated as children and led to believe that the other had been killed. Some critics and fans loved how the show challenged the traditional perception of the Jedi as infallible and wholly virtuous, as embodied by the emotionally self-serving choices made by Jedi Master Soul. Okay, so this isn't just us saying that. This is them saying that, okay? Who is responsible for removing Osha and removing her agency from her family and causing her separation from her sister. I mean, never mind the fire that broke out in the stone structure.
No, she said sorry for the fire, so she's clear.
Oh, she's clear. Okay. I didn't know she said she was sorry.
Even though it's like the cause of everything in a way, but it's fine.
That led to the death of the almost all-female coven of communist lesbian space witches, and I emphasize almost.
Still can't believe it. Trinity just nuked him. She's like, nah, you're all dead.
You're all dead.
Boom.
Yeah. That was my favorite moment in the series, to be honest with you.
I never would have thought Trinity's death, with how shit it was, would have been the best one of the 4 Jedi kills.
Yeah.
Of the main crew. It's like, yeah, because they just keep getting worse. Off screen or suicide. That's what you get.
That's what you get. Well,
they should have done an off screen suicide as the last one.
Yes.
Someone walks into a room, it's just a hanging Wookiee. It's like you see the shadow on the wall.
He's just in the background, and they're already well past his death. They just walk past him.
They walk after him, they're like, how do you think he died? Could have been anything.
That's just Kelnaka. That was his name? Kapanga, whatever his fucking name is. I forgot.
He's just sleeping.
That's how Wookiees sleep.
It's good for their neck.
It's new for the lore. There you go. Despite these objections, the Acolyte also captured a great deal of positive reactions. Did it? Okay.
You say so.
A great deal. All right. Especially surrounding the reveal of Manny Jacinto or Jacinto. What's up, Manny? First introduced. Oh, by the way, they canceled the show on his birthday.
Oh,
It's the best thing that ever happened to his career. Trust me. Okay. This is a birthday present that Disney has gifted you, Manny. Now go and do other great things. Stay the hell away from this. First introduced as May's hapless sidekick, Chimere, was really the masked Sith warrior commanding May to assassinate the Jedi responsible for separating her from Osha.
Wow.
A scene in which Jacinto disrobes along a rocky coastline as a tactic to seduce Osha to the dark side garnered a great deal of attention, spawning legions of thirst posts across social media.
This is Star Wars, everybody.
Star Wars is about thirst posts now.
Remember the grand story about good and evil, a small pack of rebels versus the giant galactic empire, a story of a fall from grace and redemption, and now it's thirst traps.
Gotta get them.
Well done, Kathleen Kennedy. Gotta get those social media posts. You're right, MauLer.
Ugh.
Good God. Okay, that's it. That was varieties. Like Deadline was way more like, hey, the show got canceled. Probably should have. So credit to them. Variety, by the way, who coordinated the fan attacks on the Rings of Power prior to season 1. Oh, by the way, Rings of Power attacked the fans again. They did it again.
So, they're
We'll
trying
talk about
something
it later.
slightly different this time.
They tried something slightly different and put it in a GQ article instead of a
There you
Variety
go.
article. So yeah, that's trying something different. It really is. It really is. Why is it? Oh my God. Still getting used to my new Meta PC. Meta PC. Use Nerdrotic. Use code Nerdrotic. Meta PC. It's awesome. I gotta show a picture of it because I got a little update on the glass. It's really cool. It's like buildings and stuff. So, you remember there was a lot of in the beginning. The Access Media was really, as the kids say now. I don't know if it's kids. I don't care. Sweeping for the series in the beginning and saying, "Wow, it's a rating success because Disney said so." 4.8 million views. It's the biggest premiere of the year. And then if you really don't think about what they've released this year, that might sound like a big deal. But I'd ask you to try to remember what Disney Plus has released this year. That's anything. Echo.
Wait, that was this year?
That was this year.
My God.
It feels like it's been so long.
I was actually going to say, it feels like it was like 2 years ago or something.
It does.
Okay.
I'm trying to forget it.
It was in January. So Echo was released.
Damn. Okay.
So yeah, I completely understand why The Acolyte was the biggest premiere on D+, a fledgling streaming service that they've had to bundle into Hulu and ESPN to show even somewhat of a positive or something fighting off the churn, which it isn't, by the way, and to fool a bunch of dumb, low information investors, which they do all the time. Kind of frustrating, but we do all the time. That's why we keep talking about this stuff, by the way. That's why we keep... The Acolyte was a major embarrassment for Disney Star Wars, one in a long line of embarrassments. But, dude, I didn't expect to be this big. Like, that was nuts. And then providing us one last gift. I mean, it's sad that we're not going to get a season 2. Wellness check on Disparu. Everybody make sure he's okay.
No, he still hasn't recovered from Willow.
No.
Or
She-Hulk.
Poor guy. At least he had Velma.
And MILF Manor.
Yeah, that tides him over a bit.
There was some serious okay, I don't want to get Disparu's hopes up. But through some conversations I had that there was some serious talk about giving She-Hulk a season 2. There was.
Ooh.
There was. So it's not out of the cards. It's not out of the cards because initially it did very well according to Disney and their internal numbers. How is that possible? Don't know, but that's what I was told. So
Gary,
hang in there, Disparu.
Let's get a renewal for all of the shows we just mentioned.
Yes.
But all of their budgets are cut down to 10% of what it was before, but they actually have to make more episodes.
So it's like a challenge.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? You guys can do it. We believe in you. you can get it done. And it would cost way less. And, imagine the profits. It would be crazy.
It's like a Mr. Beast video. I was given $10 million to make an Acolyte season 2 with 25 episodes. And have really weird people working for me. They probably should be in jail.
You'd want it to be retarded, but it could end up just being boring. And you'd be like, oh, that would suck. You'd want it to be like, I guess the more money they have to spend, the more crazy they can get. That's why it's funnier. I mean, it's Disney's money, so,
It is. And they really like burning it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
really, really like burning it. There's some cope on Twitter, which is fun.
Okay. I'll pull some stuff up.
Pull some stuff up. I don't know if
It's
you
been,
have any.
It's been strange. You've got all the celebration, of course,
Yes.
from the normal people.
Yep.
There's this odd, I guess, backwash. There's weird sort of, what? Acolyte doesn't deserve this. It's like, yes, it
does. Dude, I did one of my, everything on Twitter is low effort. Let's be real. But I did I found out from you. So yesterday, let's set up the scene. Yesterday, I released my Alien Romulus review, which is going over well with some people, not going over well with that. And that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. It's my take, and that's the way it is. But so I'm like, all right, cool. I did a live stream. Everybody's gone. My birthday was a couple days ago. Little late birthday present to me. I'm going to watch everything Tolkien I can watch. Rankin Bask Hobbit, Bashki Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. I'm just going to embark on this. And then MauLer DMs me and he's like, holy shit. You know, and I saw that. I went, holy crap. So I put up this like low effort, like screenshot tweet, like shocking turn of events. 20,000 likes. People fucking hate this show. Okay.
Yeah.
People hate this fucking show. And oh my stars and garters. You're hating on a creative work. How mean. You're such a meanie pants. Dude, this is fandom. We've done this shit forever. Before I did YouTube, you know what I did? Every fucking weekend, I went to movies with my friends and my family, and we talked shit about everything, even the stuff we liked, because it was fun. What did we do every single day in the comic store? We talked about what we love, of course, but we talked tons of shit, tons, and it's fun. That's all it is, you know. And we live in a new world where any creative out there is just going to have to deal with this stuff. It's not going to go away, you know, and learn how to deal with it. Because again, word of mouth cuts both ways. So Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, how did they deal with the abysmal Madam Web? Really fucking well. Like really well. And I would argue got more popular after that movie because of their attitude was like, hey, we tried. You know? And like, I appreciate that. The director of Sonic went out and said, hey, we heard you, man. We heard you. It looks like shit. We're going to change it. 2 sequels later, and I think a show doing well. Just show some humility. Don't double down. I don't know. Don't make a fucking diss track against fandom. It's probably not a good idea.
No, not at all. And I'm curious. Everyone's waiting for the next one. All right, so you gotta after the cancellation, and imagine make it twice as long. You know, twice as loud. It'll impress everybody.
My thing is that they're so hypocritical. They have celebrated so many different types of cancellations, shows, people.
Gina.
So what's the difference?
Widely celebrated. Gina's firing. Widely celebrated. It was a different time on Twitter, but which had something to do with it, which is awfully strange. You know, Disney, like really prickly about that one, but seems to turn the other cheek. They don't do that because they don't believe in that shit. Ignore all the other people when they should just let everybody talk, in my opinion. But that's me. All right, so let's put up this tweet. I'll find a disparate one. I wish we could find the clip from The View. He mentioned the clip from The View where they talk about the backlash, but then like Whoopi or somebody says, but it's okay because the show's a major success. I want to just watch it again because it's fun. We also have a little Red Letter Media clip to go over a little later. Just need to talk about it a little bit. Talk about it. And by the way, I still love Red Letter Media. I still do.
Oh, I mean, did you watch their Robulus review?
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. So nothing but love for Red Letter Media. So this is my favorite. This is my personal favorite. Congrats, bigots, you won. How does it feel?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty fucking good. Oh, and yeah, this one's getting roasted. They're to the fact when you're at the point where just being called bigot is such a badge of honor from these fucking idiots. It's like, thank you.
I'm just surprised it was only that. They usually do the bigot, racist, homophobe, you know, all of the like the huge list. And it's just like they only had the one. Okay.
They were probably too upset to finish their sentence. That would be my guess. Can't stop thinking about the big picture. If you're an actress of color, you should stay away from Star Wars. Yeah, I totally agree with that statement because you're not being cast for your talent. You're not.
I was just gonna say generally stay away.
Yeah. I mean, in general, color. I mean, everybody's a color. In general, if you're an actor, stay away from Star Wars. I agree with that sentiment. If you're a fan of color, I hate this timeline.
If you're a fan of color,
I like color. Do you like color, MauLer?
yeah,
Color's neat.
pretty neat.
But you know what? You're not thinking about the colorblind people, you bigot.
Okay, my bad.
No, I was talking to Phantom. You're cool. Color's neat.
thank goodness.
Yeah, a fan of color. I want this all to go away. I want this to burn. Cast it into the fire. Okay, please. I hate this. I fucking hate this in fandom. I hate it. You should stay away from Star Wars. If you enjoy women/POC stories, you should stay away from Star Wars.
Why do we? So okay, so then they're saying that abysmal story that we saw, that is a woman POC story now.
Yes.
As opposed to just a shit story that we can disregard and hope to do better next time. But no, now it's like, no, that was a POC. There was nothing interesting about it. Why would you even want to claim it? Like, nobody would. And besides, there's plenty of other races involved in this story. Whatever. It's so divisive, man.
It is so divisive, and it's injected from the access media and the corporations. This franchise will not protect or listen to you. That line right there is why they don't cancel things like Doctor Who right now. And they don't cancel things like Star Trek Discovery because they're afraid of that. The saying goes, you can vote your way into socialism, but you can't vote your way out. Same thing with DEI. Once they're in there, they are infested. And now you're afraid of not just a very small portion of the audience, by the way, your own people, a very large portion of your own employees.
Just to be clear, when they canceled Fireflies, because it was all this, but for white people, I guess.
Yes.
They hated white stories, and they wouldn't let white people have their sci-fi. That's terrible.
So the woman involved I've told you this story, but I'll tell it for the chat. The woman involved with canceling Firefly, her son worked for me at the comic store. She was actually pretty nice. And she laid it out like a good argument.
I'm sure, yeah.
But she refrained from saying it was sabotaged, but kind of made it sound like it was.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm just fucking memeing because I think that it always comes down to money, pretty much.
Yes. It came down to budget and possibly dealing with Jaws. But, yeah. So, yeah, there's that. Do you have any more? Oh, bless your heart. There's more. So
there's more.
Again, this is, I mean, I'm going to state the obvious because this is YouTube. You never know, there might be somebody new out there. So forgive me for stating the obvious. But the reason they normally don't cancel these shows because a lot of them are losing tons of money. That has been provable. A lot of them are not watched. And honestly, Disney doesn't publicly cancel shit. They just don't. Rian Johnson's trilogy is still out there. Dan and Dave, I think they're the ones who said it was canceled, but not Disney. Disney doesn't announce anything like this. So,
which means that this is particularly bad, I guess, right? Because because now you made me think, like, yeah, why didn't they just say, yeah, maybe someday, yeah, Acolyte season 2, yeah, sure, eventually, yeah, maybe, who knows?
They talked about in Geeks and Gamers. I completely agree with this assessment. It could, pure speculation, could have been leaked by Disney. Could have been leaked. There is stuff does get leaked like once in a while. You know, there's legit stuff out there. That Doctor Doom thing, that was pretty accurate, wasn't it? Somebody knew about that too. Anyway, so yeah, so they don't cancel this stuff because it's protected by this is a POC female story with diversity. You can't cancel that. So you're right, MauLer. This had to, like, the ratings had to be, like, just not bad, abysmal, like utterly abysmal.
Why didn't they protect Willow?
Because they are anti-midget.
Bless Disparu's little heart. He deserved better.
His little black heart deserves so much better.
He deserves
a tiny black heart.
The 4K collector's edition with a 1-to-1 sized Willow that stores all the DVDs inside it.
You know, this is actually, that's going to spur, like, Willow will be sold as a bootleg at Comic-Cons forever now. This will spur pirated DVD sales. So good for that. But yeah, does Acolyte stay on the platform? I think it will. But we can't underestimate how much money it costs to keep these things on platforms. Like it's big money.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's kind of the lesson learned here is that it did that bad that they were like, nah, we ain't continuing this one.
You know what? Disney's probably they absolutely are going to start licensing stuff out to other streamers. Like you'll see that they've already got a bundle right with Max or somebody. They're all bundled in, and Max is bundled with Amazon too. I think. Like, dude, there's all kinds of weird shit going on before all these streaming services die. But Disney Plus will just become Hulu, right? That's all it is. All right. So this one says, of course they don't. The racist, bigoted, and toxic, but this isn't about me. So it's garbage. Star Wars dude bros have won again. Woo! Star Wars dude bros. Oh God.
All I did was like a movie from 1977. That was my mistake.
From 1977. Yeah, I'm such a dude bro. I got picked on for wearing my Star Wars shirt with pride. I'm such a dude bro. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking poser. Oh my God.
I have quite a few. So
that's great. That's great. So the dude bros won, and the dude girls. No, wait. The dude girl. Sure, why not? It's
Did they just assume my gender?
They so dead. Oh my God.
How dare they? Those aren't my pronouns.
I can't wait for the Access Media articles on this. It's gonna be fun to cover that. And again, hey, I'm grateful that it got announced because it gave us like go on this journey with me one last time. You know, it's great. We get some closure. On this, and no, we're not going to get a season 2, and that sucks for if you like YouTube videos about it, because I mean the YouTube videos were so much better, so much more entertaining. They were hilarious, insightful. So it created a creator economy. Channels were born just like we said they would be. By the way,
yeah. Well, it would be crazy to collect up the actual like analytics of all of the views for every video that was critical, we'll say, instead of praiseworthy or even neutral, of the Acolyte, and see how much overall profit worldwide from episode 1 to the last that there would be. I mean, I don't even know how to guess on something like that, but obviously it would make more than Disney did.
Yeah. Seeing that they made 0. They lost money, but they definitely made 0 because the Acolyte did not bring in any subscribers. It's not licensed anywhere. I highly doubt the action figures made a penny. Yes, there was action figures. I almost want to get some now.
Collector's items.
I almost want to get some now. Dude. I hope now we're not going to get the disrobing on the beach play set. Damn it. The thirst trap play with thirst trap action.
You press the button, it has the fucking audio commentary person.
Oh my God.
He disrobes.
Somebody could make that, a very clever person could make that. All right. So, seeing what happened to him in Top Gun hurt, but Filipinos are used to doing the work and being invisible and ignored. The Acolyte gave me hope things could be better. Fuck Disney and Lucasfilm.
Man, they make the show, it does awful, so they cancel it, and then they get like, you have failed us. It's like, I'm not going to bat for Disney here, but I'm like, I mean, why did they have to burn their money making this show so bad? I guess to make certain people happy. I don't know.
I mean, they put $180 million into a show run by a gay woman, starring a non-binary female non-binary female of color, and a half Filipino bad guy. So that's an investment. That's a pretty good investment to your cause. You didn't watch it. I promise you, the vast majority of the tweets we're seeing are by people who didn't watch it all the way through, watch some clips, and they're just here to back it. Just want to be part of what they think is popular. I don't even know. Or owning the chuds. Let's own those chuds. I didn't think I'd like the Acolyte, and I ended up loving it. I'm incredibly sad at the cancellation of this wonderful show, and it's made me even more angry at these cancerous fucks that brought misery onto a lot of with their... Oh, sorry. I'll start over again. Brought misery onto a lot of with their grifting. Lucasfilm, Disney, shame on you!
Hey, they're ruining our fun now. We're having happy thoughts, positive thoughts, and you guys being negative.
Yeah, quit raining on our parade. Okay.
Yeah. We're trying to enjoy this. And
Yeah.
you guys being all like, oh, critical.
Let us enjoy
Terrible.
this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Archibald Witwicky. So I'll just not watch any of your shit anymore since you never finish your fucking stories. You just cave to fake troll bullshit. Fuck you and fuck your management of this brand.
Okay, I'm getting to a point where I'm like, you guys should have fucking watched the show if you wanted it to continue. Sorry. But why would Disney carry on? It's fucked. We're not going to find out about the goblin in the cave. I'm sorry. We're not going to see Yoda being stupid. I'm sorry. Vanessa Rose not going to get out of whippy lightsaber anymore. How sad is that?
No, the villain, Jedi Master Nippo.
Oh, yeah, she's the villain.
May's dynamic with Queer Mirror was enjoyable too. I was looking forward to hopefully getting a Power of 3 scenario, but fuck Disney and Lucasfilm.
Queer beer. You couldn't have pulled that out when you first covered the show. Queer beer.
I gotta save some stuff for the live streams.
Oh, Jesus.
So I'm assuming that was a she, even if it was a dude. She wanted a 3-way. She was asking for, I wanted a Power of 3.
Oh shit, they would have returned to that planet and explained what the hole was. We would have found out about the hole. But now we won't know about the hole.
Just
What if
And
Flame
just
jumped out
the
the
fact that
hole?
they're praying to a hole, there's so many layers there.
Oh, that plays that. Oh, that popcorn
The,
bucket.
the bonus hole.
Oh, oh my God.
Oh, this is going to be my last tweet for now. I love it when they announce it because I'm going to study. But fuck you, Disney, Star Wars incels and dude bros, Lucasfilm, and all the people who wanted the Acolyte to get canceled. Thank you.
Also, Az just in chat saying hi. Hey, buddy.
Oh, you're back from
You're
the dead.
dead.
Yeah, we said he'd have to rise again.
Yeah.
Zombie Az.
Hi, Az. How's it going? Picked a hell of a day. Picked a hell of a day to miss a show, dude.
I know. We miss you, boo boo.
Oh, have fun.
I mean, seriously though, like we get called toxic constantly. Look at these tweets, man.
They're so aggressive.
I know.
You know, people. Why is this okay? why? I don't understand the rules.
They play by a different set, and so do we. You know.
Alrighty.
I mean, I don't, but that's you're trying to apply logic to the retarded. So I mean, it's just impossible. Fuck Lucasfilm, fuck Disney, fuck everyone that decided that canceling the Acolyte was a good idea. I hope you all fall and get a hip injury.
Okay.
It's very specific.
Just like sit down, calm, have some milk.
Have some warm milk. Have some warm soy milk. And yeah. You
This
know?
is the last one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So these are just parody, you know? Fuck Grogu.
Fuck Disney. Fuck Lucasfilm. Fuck Dave Filoni. I'm on board with this one for so far, by the way.
Yeah,
Fuck John Favreau. Fuck Kathleen Kennedy. Fuck Star Wars Theory. Except for that. Fuck incels. Fuck Grogu. Fuck all of you.
Damn, there's some people
That
who's
gets
like,
perfect.
oh God, at Dial of Destiny too. Oh no. Imagine being a diehard fan of Dial of Destiny and the Acolyte.
Oh.
Oh,
Damn.
You've led a hard
you
life.
poor soul.
Yeah.
You poor soul.
You got some gin
Tell
to
me
go on.
about your mother.
No wonder you're so angry.
The world has disappointed you.
One after the other after the
Holy
other.
shit, that was great. This is great.
Oh my God.
Yes. Holy crap. So yeah, the news hits last night, and the people. Why anybody would support this? Why anybody would even waste their time being mad about this show? I have no idea. There was no story. So I'm trying to work it out in my head, MauLer, why anybody would like this. So they like the idea of it. That would be my guess.
Yeah. They often come up with a better story in their own head for what actually happened. You know?
Yes.
The fact that article we covered that said this is the origin of the Sith, this is how they started to rise. I'm sitting there like, no, it's not. It's just some guy, and he kills a bunch of Jedi. That's really all. Like, there's no story there.
No, and I think that's really applicable for I mean the vast majority of Disney Star Wars. They've eked out a couple of things that people liked quite a bit that can be backed up with some story elements, mostly Andor probably, but for most of it is just repurposed garbage, and it's directionless. And the best thing to do with this franchise is vault it. That's the only, like people, you know, and I understand this, like take it 1,000 years forward, move out of the Skywalker saga. Here's the problem. Star Wars is the Skywalker saga. That's what Disney paid for. And they had plenty of opportunity to expand that lore properly and didn't, and did it in the laziest way possible. Not going out and finding the best talent and trying to work with them. Like a lot of people wouldn't work with them because of the way Lucasfilm does things. So they don't have
Marvel have that problem as well.
Yes, absolutely. So instead, they started casting writers and directors and tried to take a Marvel approach and lost badly. So now the damage is it's immeasurable. So you vault it. You vault it for minimum 5 years. I would say a decade. And hopefully you can get something out of it. Because if you take it 1,000 years in the future, essentially you're starting a brand new franchise. You have a little bit of foundation, but you might as well do something original at that point, which Disney will never do.
And that's the crazy thing that they paid so much money for this, where it's now developed into something that I think they may be worse off launching something as Star Wars as opposed to brand new IP. Because now Star Wars is, I mean, you just saw it with a bunch of them. You got people like us. There's plenty of people. Star Wars is like this weird fucking label now. You don't know what you're getting. Is it even worth to go see it? There's family members I have who aren't as into keeping track of a lot of this stuff, but like that's what's happened with the MCU for them. It's a label that doesn't mean anything anymore. It's like, do I want to go see the new MCU film? It's like, not really. Like, oh shit, okay. When it didn't used to be like that. I feel like Star Wars is like seconds away. As soon as they make that Rey film, and then you toss out a Mando and Grogu thing, you know what I mean? Like it's like what is Star Wars releases anymore? Both TV shows and movies. It feels like the TV shows have just been rotting away at that label for ages, and we both know they're too cowardly to release that film. That's why it's taken so long. They don't want to have to deal with the result, but we'll get there eventually.
They're going to have to start shooting a Star Wars film at some point because it's been 5 years. It's been 5 effing years. So Mandalorian and Grogu is like the safest bet. and I believe it's testing the waters. It's not going to do that well.
It's funny you say it's the safest bet. You might be right. I don't even think it's safe.
No. It's the worst safe bet in history, but it's the safest one they got. Okay. I mean, they're going to remake the original trilogy. I promise you that's going to happen someday. Absolutely. That'll be the last card to play. They're going to try to wring this out. They don't want to do it. It'd be like, I'm sure there was a ton of desire in Hollywood to remake the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I'm sure there's a bunch of producers circling wanting to do it, but like brighter minds take over and go, no, it's not the time. This is not a good idea. And I think some rights issues prevent it too. Thank God. And that's what prevents people from remaking Back to the Future. Rights. This is why they can be a good thing. So yeah, they'll remake it probably when George is gone. I hope he lives forever, though. Hope he lives forever. Yeah, it's I don't know how you get out from under this year as far as Lucasfilm is concerned. I mean, Skeleton Crew's coming out, and I really could give a shit. I don't care. But I did see that.
Care about it.
No, it takes place in like suburban neighborhoods, and it's so weird. Such a weird choice.
Even like I honestly think even if it had the greatest writing, I still think people are gonna watch it. I don't know. Like I find it hard to believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll have a big family appeal.
Maybe. But
I don't know. We'll have to see on that one. I'm very I'm expecting it to just, come and go. And someone will say, by the way, that's out, and we'll both go, oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
So, do we even know what the release for that's looking like? Are they doing one episode per week premiere?
Probably weekly. Probably weekly. That's why Echo was so strange to have them drop it all at once, and so obvious what they wanted to do. It was so because they haven't done it since.
Sweep it under the carpet. Never made.
Yep. Oh my God.
I've seen some anger. They were like, how come Acolyte doesn't get renewed with low viewership when Andor does, even though that had pretty low viewership as well.
Trajectory.
It was like, well, it's just Andor had better legs than the Acolyte. They would have had data on that as well. And as you know, like there's word of mouth for Andor. The word of mouth for the Acolyte is some of the worst word of mouth any fucking show could ever have. So
I think it has a lot to do with their evergreen status. I think that's why Netflix waited for The Gentleman to announce The Gentleman, because they wanted to see how many views were continuing past when it came out. And if it I think the Andor's obviously more evergreen than the Acolyte ever will be. People still talk about it positively. Even Red Letter Media reviewed it like much later, which that's how it builds up. And a critical acclaim, all that counts in, but there wasn't any real backlash towards it. The worst thing I could say about it is it bored me, but it wasn't freaking terrible.
Oh yeah, there was no lesbian rituals. So, like there's nothing huge like fuck ups in that one. No,
they knew the Acolyte was going to be bad. That's why they got ahead of the release and attacked the fans first. Same thing with the Rings of Power. They knew they were going to get this backlash because of their decisions based on ideology over creativity. So they decided to lie their way into success. Which, does that ever fucking work? Well, no. Not in the court of public opinion with customers. It just doesn't work. You can clickbait your way. You know what? They got away with it. They clickbaited their way with The Force Awakens, but it still had promise at the end. Still had some promise. Like, okay, it was kind of a nothing first movie. Killed Han Solo. Fuck them. But I guess something can happen with Luke. And it didn't.
Yeah, Luke, Kylo, Snoke. People at the time thought he was going to be Plagueis, right? Like he's scarred from when the attempted murder on him from Palpatine. There's potential story there. Theories got made and stuff, but yeah, all of that got wiped out pretty quick.
Makes you think. Back to Willow, like, God, that must have been abysmal for them to pull it from the platform. Holy shit!
Oof, yeah,
with the names attached to it. That's crazy.
That's the funniest shit though, right? Warwick Davis basically saying it's disgusting to pull that work down and to prevent people from enjoying it, and Dispro's there like with his fucking cheerleading, like, yes, Warwick, true.
Back. We got your back, man. Your little tiny back. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I am curious as to why Disney just didn't like let this one ride and go, maybe there's a season 2.
Yeah, forever. You just keep saying maybe.
I wouldn't spin this as like, this is the turnaround for Disney Star Wars, just like with Marvel. No. I think Mandalorian and Grogu, I think Kathleen Kennedy is praying that's the win she can go out on. I don't think she's ever leaving, by the way. That's ridiculous. But yeah, like, remember, George put her in place. So there has to be something in her contract that you just can't. It's got to be a big reason to get rid of her. Plus, there's the political, the corporate political capital that it would cost you within Hollywood, even to this day. So, yeah, we'll find out when that Mandalorian Grogu movie comes out.
The more likely explanation is they really, truly, like, fuck, this performed bad, Because it hasn't been that long since it completed. You could say there's more data to collect, but they were like, nah, this was awful. We're not pursuing it. I just want to be in the room before they told Leslie that.
Oh, they weren't in the room. They text her, or she found out through the media. This is Disney. They weren't in the fucking room.
Today.
She found out this morning when she woke up. Manny Jacinto got, happy birthday, you're fired.
She like barges into the offices, demands an explanation. She's like, why did you cancel season 2? And then they just look at her like, really? You're asking this question? Fuck.
Bitch, we're Disney and we thought lesbian space witches was a little bit much.
Listen, we let you do it for the first season. We let you try it. It didn't fucking work.
It didn't work. And here we are. And once again, to anybody who says there's no such thing as bad press and talking about this stuff only helps it, as MauLer has stated, this is the shining example of why that is not true. That is completely untrue.
Well, because I've pissed a few people off as of you by celebrating this. That's kind of arguably what this episode of Real BBC has been so far. We're just having some fun here. And I was going to bring up, because I think it's probably worth you doing it in your fun voice. But I was just going to say, so I put out a tweet saying it's awesome to see an abhorrent mess of a show get the consequences it deserves instead of bleeding money and fans for seasons on end. What's funny is I'm actually thinking about STD when I said that. A classic, Star Trek Discovery.
Yes. Which you'll have context that, yes.
Speaking to a medical professional, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Anyways.
But
STD did indeed flare up one last time this year, by the way.
But I referred to it as, we won with this one. This was a win. And I got someone replying saying MauLer's treated it as though this series committed a crime.
Oh yeah. I'm at this tweet now, and I wonder if we can show mine because I can rate community posts. Do you want to hear what the community note below says? So
wait, what is it?
Okay, so MauLer, M Kenobi, I called her a bimbo. Consequences. If you could find that, it's on MauLer's Twitter, X-Ray Girl, and then I'll just read you the community note. That's proposed. It's not official yet. It's proposed. So consequences it deserves. It didn't commit a crime, MauLer. It's a TV show. And then, of course, you reply. Well, you could do it in your voice, but.
Oh, I said the consequences of non-renewal, of cancellation. How do you manage to get crime from my tweet?
And the proposed note is consequence is not interest. I can't pronounce this word. Here.
I can't see, so
no,
I can't see it either.
I'm gonna cop. It's basically consequence is not bound to legality. Intrinsically. So it says that the proposed note, and I'm going to rate this one a big thumbs up, and hopefully it goes through. Consequent is not intrinsically bound to legality. Here, let's rate it. Is this note helpful? Yes.
Well, it's bizarre. I have no idea. Like, I was like, is that the best you got? Like, to try and dunk on me? There's way easier ways to do it. You could just say I'm obsessed, or the fact that I take pride in the destruction of artworks or something, the usual, instead of saying it didn't commit a crime, because you know what this means, right? It prompts everyone to say it did commit a crime. It shadowed over Star Wars. It created an artistic crime. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just you set everyone up to make jokes on you. It's like, why would you? And then, of course, I was just like, what a weird response. But not as weird as another one.
Oh, we'll get to that. So consequence is not intrinsically bound to legality. And then it leaves a link for the Cambridge Dictionary for consequence. So then it poses up like, is this note helpful? And you can answer yes, somewhat. No, I hit yes. What is helpful about it? Cites high quality sources. Sure. Easy to understand. Yes. Directly addresses the post claim. Yes. Provides important context. Yes. Neutral and unbiased language. Yes. Other. Yes. And submit. There you go. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. Okay. What's the next one? I'm looking forward to this.
Well, all right. So this is a person who was clearly unhappy with my tweet, the initial one, and they had some opinions to share about, I guess, me in general. And I appreciate everyone's commentary, be it whatever it is. Everyone's allowed an opinion. Freedom of speech is great.
Yep. We love it.
I thought maybe you could read this quote tweet of just center in, because
Oh my God.
MauLer, you dumb, smug, condescending, pathetic bitch boy motherfucker. It does not deserve this, and you know it. Your small, insignificant ass might have won, but the rest of us normal people with media literacy have lost. Media literacy. They brought it up.
like, what do I do with it? The only thing I've got for this is like, yeah, I guess I won. Thanks.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers, mate. Holy shit. You're small, insignificant. At least they didn't wish a hip injury on you.
I made it out without the hip injury. I just dumb, smug, pathetic, condescending bitch boy. You're like, oh,
Sure.
Get some more in there. I didn't get the bigger thing in there.
No,
damn.
that's a little disappointing. You need to hashtag do better.
Yeah. At least one ist and one phobe as well,
Yeah, it usually, helps to throw that in.
And also just you can choose to not die on the hill of the Acolyte. To be like, you know what? The Acolyte not being rude is not my problem. You could have said that, but you decided to say that was your loss. It's like, oh, that's sad. Like, that show was really bad. But like, okay. I mean, we could talk about it if you want, but like, what do you think? Like, does and does not need to be the requirements for a show to be renewed or not? When does it deserve to be canceled? Because a lot of people are bringing up how a lot of shows have bad season ones, and so it's not like you would want some of your favorite shows ever to be canceled on a season one basis being bad, would you?
No, but it's not just bad, as you know.
No.
A lot of people will cite Star Trek The Next Generation as a bad first season. I would not call it a bad first season. I would say it's subpar compared to the rest of the series. It's got a banger of an opening. So with Q and everything. Counter and far point. So hell yeah. Buffy, first episode, little rough, but it gets you there. It plants the seed for everything, right?
This is the thing, man. If season one comes out and I find out people don't really like it, it didn't make anywhere near the money back, and they were announcing they canceled it, I'd probably like, well, yeah, makes sense to me.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, and if someone said, well, oh yeah, but now you don't get the rest of it that you love, I'd be like, well, yeah, but that's kind of where I'm getting at with this. I'm okay. I'm okay with the consequence of that there. The Acolyte is all of those things, plus like just fucking horrible as an addition to the franchise it's supposed to be respecting. It's like, at least with Buffy or other shows that are brand new on a season one, it's like, well, I mean, if they get that season two, maybe they will get better, I suppose. But like, the Acolyte, it's actively rewriting a lot of the history of Star Wars. in some cases quite literally, where you watch them in real time rewrite history. You're like, damn. So, like, to me, I don't even like when they're saying like, if you had your way, you'd lose all these great shows. I'm like, not necessarily. It depends.
No, didn't
And
that?
if some of them go down as a result of low viewership, it's really unfortunate, but it might just be. I don't think any company should be forced to keep something going when it's like burning holes everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, as much as there's a lot of shows this applies to, and it's really unfortunate. I think Mindhunter was one of them, right?
Yes.
Really good show, but it just didn't get the numbers to carry on. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, dude. There's so many shows. Counterpart. Great premise for a show. Great performances. Nobody watched it. It's too bad.
But, what was that? What was the name of that show that was set? It was like in the Bermuda Triangle. It was relatively recent on Netflix. Did you watch it?
No.
It was on a ship, and they were like mysterious shit was happening.
Oh yeah. Oh God. What was the name of that now?
It was a really cool show, and it only got this first season. Then it was.
Done by the same people who did Dark.
Yes.
Yes. And
I think it had like a one-word title as well.
Yeah. And
just waiting for chat.
And it didn't get renewed. We weren't sure about The Gentleman for a long time, and it like word of mouth saved it. Word of mouth, some Emmy awards, absolutely saved it. Thank God. It's a good show.
Oh, was it $18.99?
$18.99. That's it. Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
Thanks, chat.
Yeah. It sucks when good shows go down because of the fact that not enough people are engaging with it, But ultimately, even those cases, I'm like, well, that really is unfortunate. But that's the way it goes. The Acolyte, I'm like, that's not unfortunate at all.
No, it's good for humanity, dude.
Yeah,
it really is.
They'll end up saving more money.
I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit to save humanity. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Disbrew pointing out that GB News. I don't know if they're mainstream media. Disbrew, but he asked like, why is this hitting mainstream media news? And GB News' headline is, Star Wars fans rejoice, go woke, go broke, as awful spinoff The Acolyte is axed amid dismal ratings. Yeah, mainstream media wouldn't say that. Mainstream media would say, bigots forced the cancellation of The Acolyte. I'm waiting for that one. When it was a culmination of things, but you speaking up and creating that reverse word, it's just word of mouth. Word of mouth is word of mouth. Again, it cuts both ways.
Yeah.
And creating a word of mouth that absolutely destroyed it as time went on, and people just waited for the memes. That's all they did, which this is the most memeable show ever. And the reason this was bigger than the Marvels disaster was because there was 8 episodes, 7 weeks, because they released 2 at once. So there's 7 weeks of this. And people stayed in tune because it was freaking funny. It was just funny. Listen, I appreciate creativity. I appreciate the creative process. That had nothing to do with this show. Disney has all the resources in the world. They put $180 million. They gave it to all the diverse people they could possibly think of to make something. And if it was good, great. It wasn't. Ultimately, it was written like shit. There's no narrative. There's no consistency with characters. The acting was abysmal, and the best actor you couldn't understand. Should have failed. And attacking the fans beforehand, that's why we celebrate. Well, fuck you. Okay. We put our heart and souls into this art. Yeah, we called you bigots, but you still need to watch. Go fuck yourself.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer show.
Couldn't happen to a nicer show.
I suppose She-Hulk was competing for the it hates its fads sort of aspect.
Yeah, that was something. It's been 2 years, by the way. So we're at the 2 days after the 2-year anniversary of the release of She-Hulk. That feels like that was 10 years ago, too.
That was a time. Wasn't it She-Hulk and Rings of Power in tandem?
Yeah.
Man.
Now
that was a bit mean, wasn't it?
That was mean. But we had House of the Dragon season 1 to palate cleanse that. This time around, it's Agatha and the Rings of Power season 2 with Tulsa King. It's Palate
All right,
cleanser.
yeah, something.
That's something. It's something.
We got Arcane season 2 at the end of the year. So.
Yeah.
That'll be so exciting.
Hey, we'll have time this week. If you have time this week. I'll have time
this
week.
is not the best week, actually, because I got the anniversary coming up.
Oh, that's right. We talked about it.
So
We'll do
you
it
are
next week.
300, right?
So we'll do it next week. We'll do it next
Yeah.
week. Okay, early next week. Yeah, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. But yeah, it's okay to celebrate a failure when it's this abysmal, this epic, and also they went after you guys again. So fuck them. Every time they do that, make them pay. Make them pay. Now, if they had just put out a shitty show and went on the red carpet, even with saying that like Anakin blew up the Death Star, even you can leave that in, but you leave out the attacks on the fandom and the fucking diss track and the appearance on The View, then it's probably just a fart in the wind. You created this problem by going out and gaslighting fans. And it's not their job to ignore it. If people have in their leisure time want to say fuck you, they're going to say it. That's what fans do. That's what they've always done. Welcome to fandom. It's always been like this. Still. I'm going to read some soups and then let's get to another attack on fans. Disbrew, he's like, I just made 2 videos saying, wow, they've really refrained on attacking fans. And then they did this in the 11th hour. And I just laughed. So MauLer enjoyed EFAP 68 Last Samurai. Check Ed Zwick's other films, Blood Diamond with DiCaprio. That's a good movie. Glory with Denzel Washington. That's a good movie. Legends of the Fall with Pitt and Hopkins. It's all right. Both films scored beautifully by the late, great James Horner. Thank you all for your content. Hail.
Hail indeed.
That was Gus for $10.
Pretty good guess.
I love watching Aliens and hear. Okay, so did you rewatch Aliens and go, oh, listen to all that Star Trek music?
A little bit.
Yeah,
you can feel it.
There's a lot of Star Trek music in Aliens.
They were rushed on the soundtrack for that, right?
They were. It's a banger soundtrack, but it's just repurposed Star Trek music for the most part.
I have to check. I remember someone telling me that it was production hell somewhat for Aliens, which is amazing in retrospect. Getting everything right. A lot of films that are old timers have a production hell. Well,
dude, it took a long. There was lots of rights issues. That's why it took so long to come out. But it taking to 86 to come out was perfect for it. Absolutely, because that was a perfect movie of its time. That was a perfect 86 movie. That was the taste in film at the time. Lots of fucking guns, and it was just and I think it was a great upping of the franchise and changing it into an action movie from a horror movie.
You prefer Alien, right?
I prefer Alien. Yes,
that's fair. I was watching the FNT where you said it so quickly that Shad thought you said the opposite, and he was like, "Yes, you're right. Aliens is better."
I know.
Like, no.
No,
I absolutely adore them both. I consider them both the rare 11 out of 10 rating.
Yeah.
To try and distinguish from greatest films of all time, these are the greatest of the greatest of all time. But I personally love Aliens more.
I did a poll in chat, and I think Aliens won the poll by 1%.
They're so excellent. Both of them are phenomenal films that influenced film forever. Both of them did, which is so crazy to have in a what is the franchise like? Well, it's essentially the high budget, high quality B movie is what is. There's a spooky space monster on the ship and it's killing everybody.
Yeah,
it's kind of awesome that we got at least to have those two.
Alien is Jaws. You don't see the alien very much. But the specter of the alien being there creates so much tension intermixed with the brilliant performances by every person in the cast. We mentioned this. Ripley comes off as like a co-star in the beginning, and it's great to see her evolve. The directing is superb. Robert Meyer Burnett said this, and I completely agree. It's a pure cinematic experience, though. I hate to use the term cinema, but it is something that works much better in a theater than, and he says Aliens plays better at home, and I agree with that. Even with the 4K version, that's very controversial, where James Cameron told you to get out of your mom's basement if you complained about it.
Yeah, because
Just
obviously I
fucking unbelievable.
Rewatched them for Ron Bombulus, and
Yep.
man, just the scripts, they're so fucking good.
They're tight.
One of the ones I noticed, because there's always so many things to pause on if I'm watching it with a friend who's seen it before. We can just sort of break it down as we're going. But you know when they Ripley discovers the signal that they assume may have been an SOS.
Yeah.
She said it's more likely a warning, and she's like, we should tell them. And then Ash is like, I'm sure that if it's a warning, they'll figure that out from by the time they get there anyway. Like if you watch the film for the first time, Ash is just coming across as he's saying some stuff that's a little bit strange, but then you rewatch it and you're like, oh, well, this makes so much fucking sense. He's being a sneaky little shit, try to get the whatever it is. Yeah, just let him go. She's like, we should probably tell him it's a warning. He's like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And then the overriding her authority to open the doors to get Kane in. It's like, oh, that's good shit.
That was. It was great watching it again. That's the one thing I'm grateful for. Alien Romulus was doing that double feature. That was brilliant. But I love Aliens. I absolutely adore Aliens. I just think Aliens better.
Whenever they release one of these fuckers, I'm like, well, it's an excuse to watch all of my favorites again. So let's do it.
Yeah, all this horrible Lord of the Rings prep I have to do. Rereading the books, watching the movies. Oh, God, it's ghastly. Armando 94 in 2 parts says, MauLer, I caught up with EFAP 299 and was glad that you mentioned what you mentioned about Alien, the alien that saved Ripoffly. I'm not sure if you caught this yourself, but the reason why the alien saves Ripoffly is because it was defected. There's a scar that has sparks on the alien's front part of a head because caused by Bjorn prodding it earlier in the film. So it made the alien retarded too.
Oh, there you go. That makes way more sense. Okay, yeah, I got it. That's why he was trying to kill her, and he was like, "Whoops, I grabbed you.
I saved you instead. I didn't kill you." Oh no. Trying to find Star Wars ones. So they're upset that the Jedi took Osha away from her family. Is Disney now promoting parental rights? Are they going to remove the dudes in dresses from the princess shop? Madre de Dios, says Pittaland 44 for $10. I doubt Disney's going to. Star Wars is not going to change anything. No, they're not changing. Not until Kathleen Kennedy's gone, and then they remake the original trilogy. So let's get to and thank you Armando 94 for the super chats. GQ magazine has an article out, and there's Don Lemonless. He's gonna be without Bronwyn. She dies. That's they in a behind the scenes of the first trailer, they show a funeral pyre, and she is
so. I have scrubbed a lot of the events of season 1 to the point where I'm like, shit, I'm probably gonna have to watch that again. Because the fact that you said she's died, I'm like, did she die? I can't remember. What happened at the end? She got stabbed or something by somebody?
It probably
shot with an arrow, was it?
Probably went septic and she died.
Okie dokie, well.
But Guy Ladriel survives a pyroclastic flow.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. Behind the scenes of Amazon quest to make the Rings of Power Season 2 a hit. Disbrew shared this part of the article, so I'll just read this. Much like the Rings of Power, it has taken the relatively radical decision to cast characters of color to principal roles. A breakaway from the white-dominated image of Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings.
Good. Enough of those whiteys.
Yep. Enough of those high fantasy shows based in feudal societies that pretty much reflect Britain. But whatever. One quite literally being an author, a professor, creating a mythology for his country. Let's go on. It is a genre that was closed to me before, says British actor Sophia Numvet, famous for saying first black female dwarf, first dwarf of color. Dwarf of color, by the way. Let's not forget we got the terms from the Access Media and from Amazon, elf of color and dwarf of color.
Call him Doc.
Who plays dwarf Princess Disa. Growing up, there was nobody that looked like me in front and center of fantasy. I have a 4-year-old daughter. She was watching a Disney program the other day and said, "Mama, I wish I was white because I would look like this character." Press X to doubt.
Who's saying this?
Marketing departments. Usually run by 25-year-olds fresh out of college. Women, by the way. But what was so fantastic about this time, which is not what my mother was able to do, is that I was able to go, but you can be this character. Let me know. Let me show you then these 10 other examples. Instead of being a proper father or mother and saying, nothing is stopping you from identifying with this character because
you can be a dwarf if you want to be a dwarf.
You could be a dwarf. You too could have a beard, little girl. Yeah, they are kind of pushing that. That checks out.
You can get them from the little store, little fake beards.
I had
just
one.
So sad, like we go over all the time, but what about the alien characters? We just suppose that nobody could ever associate anything with them. You can't feel anything for alien characters because none of us are aliens. It's just oh well, never mind. Wait a minute.
What about seeing yourself in a goblin or a
robot
or an orc? Is it? I'm trying to work this out in my head because there's many out there who code the orcs as people of color. Now that says more about the people who code air quotes. But wouldn't that still be representation, especially the way they're trying to present the orcs in the Rings of Power as these poor little children created by Adar who just want to go and be evil in their own land?
I mean, the orcs definitely needed a better education system. Remember when they dug right into a tree? Damn. That was some dumb shit.
Remember when they dug all these trenches and none of the elves with enhanced sight saw all these fucking trenches and completely missed the mouse trap being constructed to start a fucking volcano? People think season 2 is going to be good. This is hilarious. I digress. So, but you can be this character. Let me show you 10 other examples. And again, instead of showing you how to relate to a character like Gollum or a dwarf or an elf or a robot or an animated rabbit in some kind of human connection through good storytelling. The importance of it is monumental. So they're still running with this shit. You can see you as a middle-aged wine aunt can see yourself in Disa, a female dwarf. When the Rings of Power was announced, a racist backlash followed.
I mean, yeah.
Of course. Which led to the cast being deluged with threats, harassment, and abuse. receipts, please.
Yeah, because we got him for what was his name, Fabian from House of the Dragon season 2. Got all the screenshots for that. He got harassed off of Instagram for playing a character, which to me is like, is that better or worse? Like the fact that you can't even tell he's an actor. Do you think House of the Dragon is
that
like
is so much worse
on some part of it?
Because we're not talking about some big cultural impact. You're talking about investment in the story that might go a little too far. Okay.
Like from their point of view, House of the Dragon is just a European country with his dragons, and they're filming it. Like it's Big Brother.
Some people thought Wakanda was real.
Yeah.
To this day, some people think Wakanda is real. So there you go. Oh, it was really hard, says Nomvet. Okay, again, is it direct threats or was it, oh my God, look at this person constantly saying dwarf of color? And sorry to state the obvious, but the term basically saying colored people again coming back is what should be embarrassing about this for anybody who fucking says it. But they're not.
Do you think we'll get ring wraiths of color?
I hope so. Well, we got to get a female ring wraith first. And they can do a female ring wraith of color. But we kind of got that with the Nas girls in season 1.
Oh yeah.
We kind of got that. It was really, really hard. In fact, it was a little bit of a shock because on my way to cash my check, I had skipped into the role with excitement and naively didn't expect it. And you can't blame her for that. Of course she wouldn't expect it. You know what? The fans are going to say what they're going to say. You know what would have helped immensely? Not writing articles like this that are pushed by Amazon, by the way. I will speak again to my video, Rings of Power, the making of a disaster. That decision came straight from the top of Prime Video, which is Jennifer Salke, who has a marketing background from her NBC days. The vitriol became so extreme that Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Billy Boyd, and Dominic Moynihan, who played hobbits in Peter Jackson's trilogy, banded together for a campaign called You Are All Welcome Here, with different color ears, right? A shirt with different color ears. Here, there are also a statement from the Rings of Power cast themselves, which stated that our world has never been all white. Fantasy has never been all white. Tolkien's Middle-earth was never all white. There was definite representation in it, but you chose to not use that because you thought it was coded improperly. So, BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and people of color belong in Middle-earth. Yes, they're all over Middle-earth. But not as much in the story that Tolkien laid down and specifically stated, and despite what the philosophers, professors, scholars, whatever they want to say, it specifically stated. The term fair is used a lot. So our argument has always been just respect what's been written. You could have representation. You could bring, sure. I'm sure Numenorians did some trade with the South at some point, you know? Sure. But when you do things like take Tarmiriel, who doesn't really officially become a queen because she is forced into marriage by Ar-Pharazôn, you know, and then just make Ar-Pharazôn, who, like, these are Numenorians. These are men of the West, by the way. These are fucking badasses. And you make him like a fat fascist. You make him look like Karl Marx, which checks out in that show.
I think it just, when you got to the they took our jobs part of season 1, I think everyone was just like, what? Like,
because knife ears are taking our jobs.
It's so weird to spend so much time on stuff like that instead of exploring. You know, it's an amazing culture to be able to portray on, I say film, but you know what I mean. Like, but oh well, like we spent time on that instead that took our job shit.
It
was confusing to say the least because there wasn't even an elf there, right? There was like
No. What was going on Numenor was a split with faith. Arluvatar, the one god, and there was a side. There was the Kingsmen, and there was the side that still worshiped the one god, basically. And those themes, and it's turning your back on God. That's the theme, okay? And it's mixed in with a little Atlantis too, but that was the theme. And they certainly aren't going to bring that up. You know they're not going to bring that up.
Hey, don't rule out anything for season 2. It's going to be a wild ride. Season 3 is the one where I'm actually more interested in because 2 was already locked in pretty soon after 1, right? Writing wise.
As far as, say again?
So I was going to say that I'm a little more interested in what they do with season 3 because that'll feel like an actual course correction if there's going to be one.
Oh, yeah.
Season 2, yeah.
I don't know how fast I think their intention was to turn them around faster, but the strike absolutely screwed it up. We have to keep in mind that, yes, while this series will be totally fixed by the all-female directors, the showrunners, which could be a good thing, J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay did not participate in a large portion of the season because of the strike. Because of the strike. So, yeah. Not
Is that a good thing or?
We'll find out. I'm guessing a lot of people, the last trailer didn't get completely ratioed because it was just battle, right? So those battles, and that's what they led with, is there's going to be more battles, there'll be more action, and we'll be closer to the lore with this one. It's the same shit we saw with Star Trek Discovery over and over again after a piss poor season, and it was poorly received, and budgets were reduced. Prior to each season, we're going to get far more optimistic in Star Trek this season. And they would say it, but they wouldn't do it. But they would continue to do it until everybody just stopped watching. But this is the difference with the Acolyte. This is the difference with Doctor Who. This is the difference with the Rings of Power. Hollywood as a whole over the last, not with everything, but with a lot of things, especially with tent poles and big franchises and streaming shows, has gone against the market. They've openly gone against the market. And they can come back with figures and numbers all they want, but until they actually show us some real numbers, I'm going to just assume you're full of shit. I don't take companies at face value, especially when they try to lie their way into success and they try to protect themselves. And they can't cancel these things for precisely the reasons we showed you with the Acolyte and some of the backlash. That's what they fear the most. They don't fear the fan calling this shit out. They fear being called racist and bigots and not supporting the things that they literally, especially with Disney Star Wars, put $180 million into support. It's not good enough. They're in a trap. But the market usually decides. There was a time in Hollywood where the market would decide. You know, we've talked about in the past, Spider-Man 3, the market decided. It made money. It made a ton of money.
Yeah. The thing about all of this, I guess, is just like, you know, do your odds change every day probably of whether we get the 5 seasons?
They do. I don't think we do. So my prediction is season, I think at most to save face, because this is a giant Jeff Bezos vanity project, there will be technically 5 seasons, but it'll be kind of like what's going on with The Witcher right now, which is a season 4 split into 2. So they're going to shoot. We're going to have a 4th season, but we're shooting them back to back this time, and they'll each be 4 episodes.
Yeah,
that's my guess. They could cancel it. Amazon's canceled shit before, but this is different because, again, there's a giant. That first teaser was the making of a sign to hang in Jeff Bezos's office. So the first teaser trailer was. Of a vanity project was shooting the footage of a vanity project.
Because I was thinking, I was going to say it's like the equivalent of Disney with Star Wars, where they absolutely cannot admit failure.
Yep.
So they never announce a canceled project. But I was like, we just got
Acolyte,
one. So yeah, it's like, is it possible? It's like, I think they do it for a more spin-off-y show. This feels like their main attempt, you know, so they wouldn't want to admit defeat on it, at least for a long time.
Well, this is the big flaw in corporatism, right? Not capitalism, corporatism. So everything is about for the next couple of quarters, and there isn't a ton of thought into longevity. So they were swimming in investor money for streaming with a lot of fucking empty promises for a long time, which protected a lot of bad shows. Even though the market was saying, and they had time then to pivot, but they're like, man, we're in so much money. It doesn't matter. We're not actually making it. This is investor money. It doesn't matter because we're just thinking about the first couple of quarters. Down the road, now the money's drying up, and it's forcing them to make these decisions that should have been made 4 years ago. Too big to succeed. Corporations. So here we're back to this article. Black, Indigenous, and people of color belong in Middle Earth, and they are here to stay. Well, yeah, the ones that Tolkien wrote, and you promised to honor Tolkien, and the first red flag was you prioritizing diversity over, I don't know, adapting the Second Age, which you could have gone a million different ways with. But the one I proposed, and I'm not the only one, is you take the 3 big events, just three. Forging of the Rings, Fall of Numenor, War of the Last Alliance. Do 3 separate series as an anthology with some returning elven characters over the next 10 years, and done it right, and it would have been a huge hit. It could have been a huge hit, and it would have been in it would have been in the ethos of pop culture for a decade. People talking about it, anticipating it would have been Jeff Bezos' Game of Thrones if you just hired the right people and adapted what was there and not made up a bunch of fucking characters and repurposed hobbits into Harfoots and then female Sam and Frodo and bring back possibly Gandalf or a blue wizard. Don't really give a fuck at this point. And bring in Tom Bombadil or the Barrow Whites where they don't belong. They did it as wrong as they possibly could. But I am honored to be in the battlefield. I wear those scars with pride. So you admit it's a battlefield. McKay and Payne are reluctant to be drawn into the negativity. The internet does breed some toxic behavior, says Payne. We're not going to justify it with a response, which is, yeah, that's probably the best response. This kind of definitive shutdown is not uncommon for the showrunners. They are friendly and polite, and they are not pushovers. At one point, I asked about the involvement of, I got to go up to you because I lost that now. Okay, here we go. The involvement of Amazon CEO and Tolkien obsessive Jeff Bezos, according to Brad Stone's 2021 book, Amazon Unbound, the billionaire has a perchance of micromanaging Amazon's TV projects. He has even said to have 12 rules that every successful TV show should follow, including a heroic protagonist who experiences growth and change. Wow. And I'm fucking shit. Has he been in touch with notes? Now, Bob Iger has given notes on The Mandalorian, by the way. Imagine how you're Jon Favreau and you're getting notes from the weatherman. We will not comment on any input, notes, or feedback from Jeff Bezos. We could only say we're lucky that he's a fan of it. So they got notes. They got notes from Jeff Bezos, but they also got notes from Jennifer Salke. She is definitely involved. Go on. Sorry, Molly.
I would be surprised if Jeff Bezos' notes to just make it better, make more people like it. Whatever you got to do, do it. Like, I wouldn't expect him to be like, make sure the main hero is heroic and stuff like that. He should know, obviously, that they're going to know more about him than how to write a thing, but simultaneously, they know what the reaction was to season 1. So he's going to be like, do better, Senator.
Do better, Senator. In a moment which speaks to a larger question concerning the Rings of Power, one themed around big budgets and big expectations, the show is officially Amazon Prime Video's most watched original series. Is it now? Last year, and look what they say here. The Hollywood Reporter claimed that only 30% of American viewers who had started the season reached the finale. In response, Amazon's Jennifer Salke said this desire To paint the show as anything less than a success does not reflect any conversation I'm having internally. That is not
I
a
remember
denial.
that.
Yes, that is not a fucking denial. It's we're going to call it a success, okay? That's what we're going to do. On the set, there is understandable reluctance to talk about numbers. Data is Amazon's side, producer Lindsay Weber, formerly of Bad Reboot. Creative is our side. Is it? I would argue it isn't. I would argue everything you did is repurposed fucking fanfic, but whatever.
I mean, who would spend that kind of, effort, time, everything on a thing, and then not be interested in the data at all as to how the world is taking your multi-bazillion-dollar show? Like, of course, the idea is like, it's not really something. The way the creative side is out, it's just like, you guys would know. You want to know.
It's a bold-faced lie. It's a bold-faced lie. And we know it. And they do know it. Like, producers do know it. Executive producers know it. They know the numbers. The first season was always going to be about heroes and bringing the audience back to Middle Earth. Heroes, sorry. He says, season 2 is about the villains. The chessboard has been set. The game is afoot, MauLer.
Woo! So exciting. More fight scenes. Let's go.
More fight scenes and Sauron in a wig.
Uses his crown as a sword.
We, the prophetic audience, know that the rings are a Trojan horse for Sauron's plan to dominate all things. Yes, we read the books. Yet for the ailing kingdoms of Middle-earth, ailing, it should be noted, by Sauron's design, they represent salvation. The dwarf realm of Khazad-dûm, for instance, is reeling from earthquakes and famine. In exchange for mining mithril, the rare metal used to forge the rings. Remember when Celebrimbor discovered alloy?
Hey, man. It's a complicated thing. It's really advanced. You didn't know. You just gotta.
Remember when they showed an origin of mithril? That was neat.
It was really satisfying. The Balrog and the tree and the knight or something. It was really good.
I hope we get a movie someday of the origin of iron. They are said to be the answer to all of our problems, says Owain Arthur, who plays the stubborn dwarf prince Durin. And to begin with, Durin the Third, by the way, it seems like it's the right thing to do. We don't have to read the rest of this. They're gonna justify all this garbage. But yeah, they couldn't help themselves. They were pretty much talking about the show up until this point, but they went right back to it. And the reason they went right back to it is because of that 37% that hung on in season 1, which, if my math is right, 63% did not hang on and left. That's losing 2/3 of your audience. A smaller percentage of that 37% is even going to give a fuck because it's been 2 years and they've had time to think about. They've had time to think about the error of their ways. So
it's like season 2's coming up for that show, and they'll be like, "Which one was that?"
Yeah,
like it was my job to cover it, and I've forgotten a shit ton of what happened in it.
Wait, I didn't know Wheel of Time was coming back so quick. That's what's going to happen.
I can't even tell you how many seasons Wheel of Time currently has released. I just know that everyone hates it.
2.
So
they drop
on the way?
Yeah, so they do Wheel of Time, Rings of Power, Wheel of Time, Rings of Power. Most watched show on Amazon Prime ever.
Why do they hate fantasy? What's going on there?
I don't fantasy was something that they really felt the need to subvert, and it's failed, which sucks because some of us have waited a long time to get to see some fantasy on screen because it's always so expensive, and horses are involved and dragons, and I was hoping we get a good run, and we didn't. We didn't. Let's get to soups, shall we?
I mean, yeah, Wheel of Time fans suffering. That's all I hear about. No loss for me. I never got into Wheel of Time, but I see you crying over there, guys, and just know, it's everywhere.
Well, as a fan of Professor Tolkien, you have my sympathies. I can identify.
It's like an STD. It just keeps spreading.
It just keeps spreading.
Gary just triggered me by saying that. I fucking
You have
lied.
my sympathies. I know, too.
Speaking of franchises getting... Anyway.
Get away from her, you bitch.
I prefer the term artificial person.
I prefer yeah, dude. So much. Couldn't get to it all. Cactus for $10 says, day 300 of asking MauLer to get into Alien Cold Forge.
I think it's
Charybdis and Phalanx, along with Earth War, William Gibson's Alien 3 comic and audio drama. I've read the audio drama is awesome. That's awesome, by the way. I would highly recommend that, MauLer. Wish I could say I'm making a difference, but I don't know.
Oh, someone had super chatted on, I think, Open Bar and a Real BBC that you weren't available for, but they were hoping you would explain a bit more why. I think you mentioned to avoid, to me, the comic that tells the story of Shepherd Book's history.
Yes.
They were saying they'd recommend it, and they were asking in the super chats if you could explain why you thought.
If I explain it, I ruin the mystery. The mystery of Shepherd Book.
In that case, I don't know. Is there just a spoiler-free way of you just saying you thought it was unsatisfying or poorly written?
Absolutely unsatisfying. Absolutely unsatisfying. I was looking so forward to that. I'm like, really? Because I really like the theory about Shepherd Book. I felt like they were setting something up and they ultimately don't. So, very disappointing.
Fair enough.
Very disappointing. Drake Timbershaft for $10. Frodo, it's done. It's gone. I'm free of the Acolyte. Samwise. Now there's Skeleton Crew, Mr. Frodo. Yeah, no skeleton. Are you going to watch it?
Skeleton Crew's going to do anywhere near the kind of damage that Acolyte was doing. It's going to be about a bunch of new characters doing some adventures that's going to have no effect on anything.
Yeah.
The suburban thing is strange. That's probably going to just be in episode 1.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so sure this show will come and go, but maybe it'll get in some kind of controversy because they'll do something crazy. Who knows?
Well, they're already trying to deflect it from any criticism because there's kids in it. It's like, we can criticize the show without destroying the kids. Okay, we're not going to sit there and go, these freaking dumb kids.
I refuse to ever accept that we are the people who attack actors. That's not a thing. We're normal human beings. We understand the actors are doing a job. Oftentimes they do it well in these terrible TV shows.
Commenting on an actor, which is A Day That Ends in Y, saying something stupid on the red carpet.
Yeah, that's different.
That's simply it. It's not an attack on their person. It's not. It's just pointing out
it's also
their own stupidity. Depending
on what they say, if it's particularly aggressive or condemning of the character of people who are just trying to watch a TV show, then yeah, there will be consequences. People will get mad at them. I'm not going to say anyone should do anything drastic or anything. I'm just saying that if they get criticism after they say something like "fuck all of you," you know what I mean? It's just like, well, yeah, that happens.
You're going to get criticism. That's not an attack. It's an argument. Jesus. Gramai play for £2 proper money. Please quickly see James Bond, but it's set in 2024. I don't want to see James Bond.
Old man James Bond, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh yeah, that would be, dude. That's printing money.
That is printing money. Old man Bond, do it.
Money. Ministry of Wrong Thing for $9.99. The power of one. The power of nope. Just one. Model Bird for $2 Australian. 3, 2, 1. Wait, wrong stream. Happy birthday, Gary. Thanks. It's belated. It's over. I'm 55, so now people can complain about me being 55 and talking about what I talk about.
Yay.
Yay. Good thing I don't care.
Imagine being like doing a job like yours, but you're an actual 100-year-old. Like the meme, people be like, he is 100 fucking years old and he's still talking about Star Wars. It's like, fuck yeah, I am.
Fuck yeah.
You never know.
JRL 1436 for 1999. Hello, gentlemen. Was listening to Say Hi to More del Varo by Kagan Church while writing about my Lucan cult today. Check out the song. It is great. Also, I have almost finished rewriting everything I lost. Oh, that's good. Have a blessed day. That sucks you lost it, though. I remember you lost a lot. Oof. Sindek, what's up, brother? Hey, Gary and MauLer, best way to start the workday. What's up, Sindek?
Howdy.
I need to call you. I'll try to do it this week. I need to. Sindek did my face avatar that's at the end of every video. Sindek's awesome. Need you to do something for Forbidden Frontier. We're working on a logo. So we got the Forbidden Frontier, but we need like a logo.
Unofficial, yeah.
Official logo.
Forbidden Frontier.
Oh, I love that intro.
God,
so
that
much.
voiceover intro's that's pretty good. That guy's pretty good. He might go places. Maximus Renetus for $199. It willowed. It willowed.
Oh no.
It's still on the platform. Not quite yet.
Dude, that would be the fucking most hilarious thing if they
Cherry on
removed it.
top.
Oh my god. It's like you can start a collector's set of all the shows that get removed because they're so awful.
Oh,
This is a rare one. I had
It
to burn
is.
these discs myself. You have like a little trophy case for Willow and Acolyte.
Oilers Workshop for $19.99 went toy hunting for the new Simpsons figures. At every store there was complete lines of the Acolyte Black Series setting on pegs. No sales, no fans equals no fans. But is it the fans' fault? Self-canceling arguments everywhere. Absolutely. I went to a toy store here locally, MauLer. When you come out and visit me someday from an internal dimension, I'll take you to this place because it's a fucking wonderland. It's called Toy Hunters. Toy Hunters in San Antonio. So if you're ever in San Antonio, Texas, and you're a nerd of any kind, just to go and look at this toy store. So it's like my room, but a store.
Wow.
So I got radio-controlled Cylon Raider in the box. A little beat up, but hell yeah.
Oh, do they have like, so it's not necessarily new, it's all very collectory.
It's vintage.
Yeah.
New and like tons of vintage. Very collectory. So I got a bird of prey. Romulan bird of prey. So I can hang that up from the ceiling. I hang all my ships up from the ceiling. And then all the old nerds will remember these from KB Toys. I can't believe I got rid of mine, but yeah. The little Marvel's Greatest Heroes packs with Tiny Hulk.
Your dolls are so cute.
Aren't my?
It just makes me think
They're
about,
action figures.
it just makes me think about how much Disney have fumbled the fuck out of merchandise for Star Wars when that was the meme for Star Wars. If you know what I mean? It's like everyone knew that would be the reveal. It'd be like, do you know what Star Wars made the most money from? And people would be like, well, what is it? And then you say, and, like they managed to fuck that up so hard that like people didn't want the merch, and then the one time they have a chance to sell merch, they didn't have it on hand. The Baby Yoda shit.
Their most important thing, MauLer. Just imagine there's a machine that prints money.
Yeah,
like it is your source of life. Okay, it is manna from heaven, and all you have to do is give it a little oil, tweak it a little bit, and maintain the machine. They not only didn't maintain the machine, they took a piss on it. They literally went to the bathroom on it. And you're right. That's the most monumental fuck up at all. They would be better off not making any content and just remaking fucking OT and prequel Star Wars figures all day long.
You know what's funny is TLJ, Star Wars is worth so much that they should have been like, no, we're not releasing this.
Yeah.
They'd be like, what do you mean? It's like, we can't, we just cost us like a bit. It's like, yeah, it'll cost us more if we release it. So we're not releasing it. Try again.
Speaking of something that wasn't released, Michael Keaton recently said,
oh, yeah.
Hey, I was on the set of on Batgirl getting canceled. He's like, it was a good check. It was a lot of fun. It's a big check. Yeah, I felt bad for the directors. They're good guys. But I'm fine.
I mean, it's forever that film that we all want to see now.
I definitely want to see it. Because there was a lot of Keaton Batman in it. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more than The Flash. Hey, have you ever seen this?
Oh.
No. What is that?
This is Heavy Metal's adaptation of Alien that they released. And it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Go get it if you can find it somewhere.
Ooh.
Metal Hurlant. But now, because I watched Alien, I want to watch like Outlander. You know, I want to check out like just a bunch of 80s, like lesser known sci-fi films, which is not bad. Speaking of Outlander, I have the Heavy Metal that Steranko did. Hang on. I can't imagine as a kid why I liked heavy metal. You know, I don't.
Oh
know.
my goodness!
That looks neat.
It's neat. Ooh, oh shit! It still has the card in it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Heavy Metal, pretty cool magazine. Sorry, I'm just gonna read this. You guys carry on. No, but yeah, can't imagine why I didn't like Heavy Metal. Euler Workshop says, that we were done with that one. Yeah, so I got all those toys at Toy Hunters.
Action figures.
And the owner
Okay, got it.
watches our stuff. So that's cool. He's probably listening right now. What's up? As is Wonky Eyebrow for £2 British pounds. As may be gone, but his wonky eyebrow remains. Yes, it does. It does. Maybe he'll come back from the dead next week. We'll find out. Clank, clank, I'm a tank for $10. And I thought the dark side just used cookies to seduce people to the dark side like the woman in Andor. This all could have been avoided if they made Jar Jar a Sith from the beginning. I'm for that, by the way.
I still would want to test it out, make a Jar Jar series, just see. I mean, they're burning money anyway.
Why not
you know?
at this point? Why not? Supreme Chancellor Trump on the Streamlabs side for $1. Pervy Plagueis, total loser. Only corrupt and inept Jedi could lose him. Little Yoda and Creepy Soul couldn't get him. 8 of them couldn't get one guy. He killed me. He killed me all. Unbelievable. Elect me day one, and we will clean them up day one. Day one.
We'll kill creepy Queermere.
Queermere.
Legit, can't believe I haven't heard that till now.
Yeah, I said it once like a while ago, but yeah, I just didn't put it in the videos. Got to save some stuff for the stream. A little bit. Gathering clouds for 50 British pounds proper money. At least for now. How ironic. The Acolyte ultimately failed to the power of not very many fans. Not very many.
A little bit.
How ironic. Noons, $184.99. That is United Arab Emirate pesos. Still hoping for the real BBC Chained Together stream. X-Ray Girl is very good at failing. Love to you, 3 RIPS. Thank you. X-Ray Girl will not be the worst player on that game if I play.
I'll feel so good. Literally that part that you came in where we're on the spinny the things on trucks. I forgot what they're called.
You kept on going and go.
And
go for 30 minutes. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. We would be there forever. We just never get up.
How many times have you guys reset, like gone all the way back to the bottom?
that stream we did only like twice, I believe. But the first time, I think we went down at least like 15 to 20, at least.
As well, by the way, As's cause of death was that game. Just want to let you know. If you want to know what the actual cause of death was, it was that game. Yeah.
Sorry, Az.
No, you're not.
You got the maid treatment from Canada.
I was laughing
Love
my
you.
ass off watching him just slowly descend into madness. It was great. Clint Beastwood for $5. Disney to the Star Wars fans, attack me with all your strength. Star Wars fans, all right, bet, hold my green milk. Also, R.I.P. Az. I think with the Acolyte, it's hold my box of wine. But there you go. Albert, not a retro for 10 Canadian pesos. Face It Digital Playground did a better job with their 2 Pirates XXX films. Oh, yeah. Than Lucas Studio did since Disney bought it. They've made no profit since they haven't recovered the cost of all of it yet. Yeah. And then let's count their Fox stuff. So Disney's had a better, quote unquote, better year because they've released a bunch of Fox stuff that was made the Fox way. So love or hate Alien Romulus, $80 million. Technically, Ian Homicide, which was fucking garbage. But the sets and the costumes were on point. Like, absolutely. Just needed a better script, better characters, and a lot of other things. But $80 million, that's reasonable, right?
You know what, as well? A lot of that would have been spent on the Ian Holm monstrosity when if they just had a guy, new guy. Not even one of the old ones, just new guy, new bot, wouldn't have mattered. And make him a good performance, good actor, whatever. Would have been cheaper.
You know what? Hire a well-known actor for that part. Well-known.
Yeah.
Hire Charles Dance, even though he's been in Alien 3. But whatever. You know,
it wouldn't make any sense, but fuck it.
Fuck it. It doesn't matter. You know, somebody like that. You know what I mean? With gravitas, a British actor, and just do that. Oh well.
Gotta be careful what you wish for. They'll give you fucking Pedro
What was
Pascal.
the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was like,
yeah.
That was a Fox thing. You know,
It's very meh.
wasn't like it gets intersectional at the end, but it wasn't like awful. Like the effects in it were really good, like solid. So, but that's Fox. And then Deadpool and Wolverine. They paid $72 billion for Fox. They are never getting out from under that. Ever. They just divert money. A lot of Disney is living on credit, loans. What was it? Oh, God. What's their name, chat? Embracer Group. Embracer Group, after pre-fucking up Laura Croft and the licensing of Lord of the Rings. Yes, they have the licensing to Lord of the Rings, I believe, including the Silmarillion, but they want to make phone games and all this shit. Well, they had to go out and say, hey, we're doing just fine. We got another loan. They've just been burning money. And they own a lot more, by the way. But like they own Laura Croft. They have the certain rights to Laura Croft and Lord of the Rings. And they had to run out and get another loan and make a big announcement of it to appease pissed off investors. Andre Matthews for £2 British. What does Mark say when he sees macaque?
It's a type of monkey. It's a macaque.
A macaque? When he sees macaque?
I don't know.
Oh, what does he say?
He's making fun of me because I said it like 10 times. Like, I don't know what a macaque is.
All right.
Yeah, that says a lot about Mark, to be honest with you. Okay. Uncle Big for $5. Gary, I used to collect IH comics when I was a teen and wanted to get back into it. What run or series should I do first? Ellie is gay, by the way. IH. Help me, chat. What's IH stand for?
What was the sentence?
I collect IH comics.
Oh. I'm not going to be able to help you on that. Iron historian.
Yeah. IH. Yeah, I'm coming up blank. Sorry. The Diddler for $9.99. Hi. That's IH backwards. That's IH backwards. Darth Mick for $5. Did you see my tweet at you about the FTC banning buying and suppressing reviews? Oh, I heard about that. Yeah. Incredible Hulk. Thank you. Thank you. So where do you start with Incredible Hulk? Okay. I always say at the beginning, not a big fan of trades, but you can get an omnibus, especially those first 6 issues. Then it goes to Tales of Astonish. Then it turns into its own book again. But I would start with, if you want to get buyable, affordable back issues, semi-affordable, because some of them are Todd McFarlane, I would go to the Peter David Hulk run. Can't remember exact number right now, but Peter David Hulk run. I can look it up real quick. $331. $331, and you'll be able to dig those up, and those will be some pretty affordable back issues, like a couple bucks a piece at most. Like, hope people aren't charging more than that. But yeah, Peter David runs fucking good. But then go back, because my personal favorite run is from the 70s, the entirety of the 70s. Sal Buscema, it's fucking awesome. Like Hulk at Bay. Let's find the Abomination. It's good stuff. Oilers Workshop for $19.99. I have my work on display in the Toynami booth at San Diego Comic-Con, directly across from the Star Wars Acolyte booth. Never saw more than 15 to 20 people in the booth. It was clearly designed for about 60, so I guess everyone at San Diego Comic-Con was bigots. Well, I was there. I saw their costumes displayed too, and I saw a lot of snickers, a lot of laughs.
Oh,
a lot of it was being clowned. So yeah, they spent all that money on the booth that was pretty much dedicated to the Acolyte, and they canceled the fucking show a month later. Shindo Versus for $4.99. Morning, Gary MauLer, X-Ray Girl. What a day to be alive. Hashtag renew the Acolyte has failed. Hashtag cancel the Acolyte. Hail the BBC. Hail. One more round of applause for you guys. We are celebrating today.
Hail.
Fuck them. Suck it, Disney. I have no sympathy. I think the world would be a better place if that company entirely burned to the ground. Be good for humanity. I'd like to see other studios and stuff turn things around and just make good stuff. Disney, fuck. I don't care.
It'd be nice to disperse Disney, you know?
Yeah.
Like it needs to
break it up.
Stop. It's a bit of a blob situation. It's gotten a bit too big.
That's this proof how dumb Warner Brothers is. They've had this giant opportunity within the comic books, which are irrelevant, so I understand why they didn't even bother. And the movies and TV shows with Marvel sucking. They had this giant opportunity to like get in there and steal some of their steam, but they moved too slow. They moved too fucking slow. They released Flash and Blue Beetle and Black Adam. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Oh, Aquaman. I was.
Aquaman, yeah.
Yeah, and they just fucked it up. And they have done nothing in the comics.
Man, that period was so awkward getting through all those movies, you know, and being like, yeah. Remember Shazam? Fury
Yeah.
of God.
Oh my God, there was a sequel. That's right. There was Shazam too. So there's Black Adam, Shazam, Flash, Blue Beetle, Aqua. 5 fuck, and they canceled Batgirl. There's gonna be 6.
And they had to like go through them, being like, "Yep, this is happening. We support this. This is great." Anyway,
Andy Muschietti's a great director. Flash is the greatest superhero movie I've ever seen.
Ugh.
Lord Botha for $9.99. Borderlands is moving to streaming August 30th.
Wow, didn't it just come out?
It was released at theaters August 9th. 73% drop on a second week. My vids on my channel usually get between 50 and 200 views. My Borderlands vids didn't crack over 10. Yeah.
Disappeared. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised it took that long to get to streaming.
If you want to see a semi-decent adaptation of an older video game that, quite frankly, I never played, Twisted Metal, which is on Peacock. It's on Peacock. I liked it. It was 7 out of 10. It's fine. It's fun.
Saw some clips, seemed fun.
Yeah, fun show. Borderlands, it's going to be on streaming soon to assault your eyeballs and your brain and all that is good in the world. I highly recommend you don't waste your time on it.
I would say it's a great movie for that university course on how to make a bad film.
Yep.
You could open with that. Be like, this is fantastic material. Everything is done wrong.
Did you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Drinker forced me to watch it for open bar. That was quite miserable. I think I paused halfway through and it felt like I'd watched 3 hours or so.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like how much more? And there was a lot more. The whole part where she's like a phoenix or whatever.
Dude.
I was like falling asleep. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. She's blowing everyone up.
Yeah. I got back. I'm like, I'll talk about it on Friday Night Tights. I'm not making a video. Fuck this. No way. Fuck this movie. It is.
No, Rags asked if we were talking about it. I was like, if you want to, I have no intention of talking about this thing.
Yeah. No fucking way. But I did see it. I wanted to walk out multiple times. Zach Muffin for $5. Journey to the West, one of the 5 great Chinese classics, the basis for countless manga and characters across cultures. Yes, monkeys come in yellow too. Okay. Well, we're all monkeys, right? According to science.
We're
Where do we
great
come
apes.
from? We're also shrews too. We come from shrews. And then
And
we
we
come,
share-
and before that, we come from ooze.
As Andy said, we share 25% of our genome with rats, right?
Sure.
Why not?
I personally think we're a hybrid of a slave race from 12,000, probably more than that, a couple 100,000 years ago when the Anunnaki came down to get gold so they could put it in their atmosphere because their planet
I
was
think
collapsing.
we're blogs from the planet
That's it.
Rumbo.
Rumbo.
Yeah. Where all the blogs had to leave and
They
they spent
did.
all their magical power to teleport here, but that gave them amnesia.
No.
So they didn't remember who they were.
The most accurate depiction of all time of the seeding of the human race on planet Earth is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. We are the B arc of the Golga Friendship. We are the descendants of all the useless middle management, phone sanitizers, hairdressers, and documentary filmmakers that they wanted to get all the scientists and the people who actually worked on to get rid of a third of their useless society. And they sent them to Earth. Funny thing is, Golga Friendship, everybody died from a disease that they got from a dirty telephone. But yes, that is the greatest depiction, most accurate depiction of the seeding of the human race. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Diego Salazar for 1,000 Argentinian pesos. Love when all the LGBTQ plus, thank God you put that plus in there, bigot, because I was going to call you out, but I'm still going to call you a bigot. Have you have a falling down day, no pun intended. Gary's interpretation of their shrieking is spot on. Thank you. I've worked on it. I've workshopped that. No, it's just, that's the voice I hear in my head every time, especially in caps, dude. When they get in caps, that's just, I hear an effeminate man screeching. That's what I hear. I wouldn't even apply that to a female, a feminine man, a feminine boy. Bear Tiger Evil Laugh for $9.99. Wow, Gary, your Paul Chato, I'm in my car impression are absolutely on fire. Thank you. I'm in my car. I love Paul Chato's in my car videos. They're great. Nice wig, by the way, Paul. No, that's his actual hair. The other one's a wig. Drake Timbershaft for $10. Origin of the Sith. Marka Ragnas was the first great Sith Lord. Marka Ragnas. Sorry. Marka Ragnas. Darth Bane founded the rule of two. If Queer Mirror is the origin of the Sith, then I'm Babu Frick. Babu Frick. Hikira for $5. If they give Rey a beard, Green Milk gets beat by an untrained child and dies from being tired, then I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
I mean,
Well, she's on the same
I would say it's bold. I would say, you know what? We should support this.
Bro, she's going to be on that fucking island. Preggers.
My
Preggers
God.
from the Ghost Jedi shag she had with Kylo Ren.
You reckon, like, what are your odds on them banking on that?
Oh, and she's going to give birth to two identical black female twins.
Power of many.
It's going to be Ocean May. Reborn. Arg, another name for 1999. Do not mourn the Acolyte Season 2 critiques that will not be. I was my brain was just for critiques that will not be for un-Hollywood will always find new terrible media for YouTubers to mock. Oh, dude, it's right around the corner. We got two things right around the motherfucking. I know MauLer cannot wait for Agatha. You know, I was reading an article Monday on the Rumble Nooner MauLer concerning from Forbes from Ryan's favorite person in the world. No, I think it's reverse. I think this person thinks Ryan is the greatest. Paul Tassi from Forbes wrote an article basically saying that they should strike Secret Invasion out of existence, which I don't disagree with. Most of it is because they killed Maria Hill. But no, all the points were actually, despite being from Paul Tassi, were spot on. We're like, you created Super Gaia and all this other shit. But what doesn't get mentioned, MauLer, is Loki. And the damage.
Well, they love Loki, right?
They love Loki.
Yeah.
And the damage that did. I mean, like, what does any of that matter in Secret Invasion when it was all Kang's will?
They never interpreted it that way. Like, people who love Loki, they never saw any problems with it, even though Loki, the show, stated this, right?
Yes.
It wasn't just an interpretation. This was something that was a part of the whole show. No free will.
No free will.
Like, just to be clear for everybody, because this happened in 2019 or
2020.
The, you have the sacred timeline of events. Anyone who goes off it gets pruned, which means you could make any decision at any time, but Kang only wants you to make one decision.
Yep.
So he will stop you from making every other decision. So that means you don't get to be you. You are puppeted by him. And that means that everything you saw in the MCU up to the events of Loki were Kang's story being played out. He wanted all the characters to make the choices they made. They didn't make them for themselves. Which ruins everything.
Bit of
It's
problem.
funny, a lot of people say, the Infinity Stones in the drawer ruin everything. It's like, that's true, but Loki ruins everything more than once.
Yeah. Like everything Thanos did was supposed to happen, and them going back in time was supposed to happen, and and then there's a Stadium of Kings.
That paid off.
Yeah, it did. I was gonna make a joke. I'll stay away from it. Josh Kelsey has dropped $19.99. Walks away because that's what Josh does. Thank you. Knife wielding women for $9.99. The Acolyte being canceled is the best birthday gift ever. Thank you, Disney. Oh yeah. Nice belated birthday gift. Happy birthday to you, knife wielding woman. Whoa, bro, for $4.99. Everyone of the Fellowship calls bad shows dog shit and only dog shit, but where's the representation for other animal shit? Hail. Horse shit. I say horse shit sometimes.
We say bullshit a lot too.
Say bullshit. But wait, maybe we should say goat shit.
Or cat shit.
Buffalo shit.
dolphin shit.
Oryx shit. Giraffe
Worm
shit. Worm shit. Aardvark shit.
What about just human shit?
Human shit. That even sounds worse.
This is human shit.
This is human shit.
I don't know why that sounds worse, but it does.
It does. It does. That's like, we've called each other gay so many times. It's so much worse when you go, Jeremy Griggs, a homosexual man. Human shit. Okay. Advice taken. We will do that. More representation in shit. The God of Gravy for $19.99. That's proper British money right there. We all know Acolyte would not have been canceled if it gave us what we wanted. A 4-way duel between Elan
Sleazebagano.
Okay. Elan Sleazebagano, Term Scissor Punch, Salacious Crumb, and Dexter Jeffstar. What about Schlurpo? Oh, he comes up later. Or over a pile of death sticks and Schlurpos.
So you can see the racism that happened in there because he pronounced the OT one correctly. The prequel ones were wonky, and the solo one he just fucked. Because that shows what he cares about.
Yep.
Thim Scissor Punch, if you remember. He's from the fucking Solo movie. He's a big scorpion dude.
Oh, that's right. I thought you were making that name up. Scissor Punch. That's right.
Yeah. And then Sleazebagano is the one that tries to sell Obi-Wan death sticks.
Yes.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I
want to go home and rethink my life.
Oh my god.
That's the kid from the Matrix. That's the kid from the Matrix.
Mouse, right?
Yeah. Mouse. Shaky owns for $4.99. Gary, is $300 for an ungraded Amazing Spider-Man 11 a good price? It's not incredible condition, but at least it has a cover. If the cover's still attached, yes, I would pick that up. Hey, dude, anything under Amazing Spider-Man, well, you're not going to find one, but under 20 for that much in if it's long as it's together in VG condition, fuck yeah, jump on that shit. Hell yeah. Get some first appearances in there. It's fucking Ditko art. Come on. John Eager for $20. What percentage of Acolyte shills do you think watched every single episode? I'm guessing 20%. I think that's accurate. I'll be generous and say that's accurate.
Yeah.
John Getz for $1. I played some of the Phantom Menace game last night, and if you ever want to satiate your inner, I almost said satiate. Your inner Anakin, check out as Obi-Wan. I slaughtered an entire village of Gungans, and then as Qui-Gon, you have to slaughter Tuskens. Makes the prequels way funnier. There you go.
Man, you get to slaughter Gungans?
Dude, I got the Return of the King, PS2 game, right? And I got the Aragorn PS2 game. That should be in the mail today. I'm gonna play that.
You gonna stream that?
Home. I don't know how. I would have to figure it. Yes, I could, but I'm just gonna. This will be just downtime. Maybe I should stream it though.
That's fair. That's fair. Everyone is welcome to have their private time. I just think it would be hilarious to watch you play.
Yeah. I can help set it up when I come down.
All right,
especially for reference, by the way, Return of the King on PS2, GameCube, and stuff. Like there are levels in that I think I played them as a goof on Super Chat catch-ups and stuff that were like I was failing. So I'd be curious to see you play them, see what you think.
Oh, it'll be disaster, but it's fun. I love those games. So
got to see you complete the Tower of Orthanc and Baron Door.
Baron Durr. Baron Durr. Baron Durr.
Remember that I said Tower of Babel and he was like, yeah.
No. Good ass. I'm so sorry he's dead.
I know. He'll be back.
The Book of Grudges for $49.99. The big authors are getting wise to Hollywood's bullshit. Brandon Sanderson wrote the screenplay for the Mistborn adaptation himself, and Jim Butcher said he won't sell the Dresden Files adaptation rights unless he has veto power in the writer's room. bless both of those guys. They're really good writers. By the way, Jim Butcher wrote a Spider-Man book with Black Cannon in it that's very good. But I love the Dresden Files. And I think it's a great concept for a show. I even kind of like that crappy version we got a few years ago. I didn't mind.
Do you read the Dresden Files or did you listen to the audiobooks?
I listen to the audiobooks and I know who reads them. Spike.
As far as I'm aware as well, he got at one point, this is something that a friend mentioned, that he got replaced and then the fans got very upset and he got added back. Like they got him again because like don't let that motherfucker go. They're just like,
Hell
that
no.
sounds really cool. That
He does a great job for one. And you don't want to, like, if people are attached to somebody, do not replace. I mean, it sucks. You know, with the Song of Ice and Fire, you know, Roy Dotrice died because George took so fucking long with the book.
Yeah, that one's really bullshit.
And that one's going to be tough because I loved Roy Dotrice reading it. It was so good.
He gets so into all the different characters and voices. You can tell he loves doing it.
Yep.
Didn't get to finish it. And it's been a while since he's died now.
Oh, yeah. It's been
released the fucking books.
3-4 years since he died. Maybe longer. Yeah.
Maybe
His
longer.
last work was A World of Ice and Fire, and he did part of that. Rest in peace. Andrew CR for 2,500 CRCs. X-Ray Dude Bro is such a dude bro with the dude bro big old titties bro.
All right.
Thanks, bro. Dude, bro.
If only I had the clip of Tipples. English Batchers for 10 proper British pounds. Old Man Blade wakes up to the apocalypse. Dream sequence, nukes, etc. Cut to Old Man Max, his dog in the V8 killing raiders. Stops, picks up Blade, kills vampires for 90 minutes. Do you know Mel or Wes? I knew somebody who knew Wes at one point. I love Wesley Snipes. Old Man Bond, Old Man Mad Max, Old Man Blade. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Old Man, any of those characters, if you get those actors back, it's just like, yeah.
But there's got to be a certain age. It can't be too old of a man, okay? Old man means between 60 and 70. Let's be realistic. Not 80, Indiana Jones. Right? 81.
Yeah, but the thing is, when people say old man and then put another name on it, I don't think they mean fucking waddling around the kitchen trying to make their cereal. They're talking about
a touch of gray
and veteran level, like they know what they're doing, and gray in the hair, but not completely or something. Not Dial of Destiny. No, that was not Old Man Indiana Jones that we're thinking of if we thought of that.
That was Broken Man Indiana Jones.
That was
Broken
horror show.
Horror show. God damn. That was just a year ago, dude.
That feels like it was further away, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my brain trying to cope.
It is. Michael Brokey for $2 Australian. The BBC plushies have finally arrived. Hail to all. Oh, excellent. That is good to hear. All the way down under.
I got mine.
Me too. I'm sitting next to Molly.
No.
Yeah, and then I got all the boys back there too. Right there.
That's good. Your dogs can't do terrible things to them up there.
I know. The dogs really like the baby mini MauLer.
Oh,
I don't really know what to call them.
That's MauLer Spawn.
Oh, yeah.
Give him whatever nickname you want. He's brand new.
Schlurpo.
Schlurpo!
Jeremy McGregor for $20 Australian. My girlfriend and I actually hate watched all of Rings of Power Season 1. She wants to do the same thing with Season 2. I'm trying to talk her out of it because it's just not worth it. You know, I would say it's just not worth. There's certain arguments. Listen, choose your battles. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give relationship advice here because I'm not a financial analyst. But I would say choose your battles.
She sounds like a masochist or a sadist or both.
Maybe you can redirect that energy into something more positive.
Hey.
If we've learned anything from As, it's that you have no idea what'll be the thing you cover and what'll be the thing you avoid.
Yeah. Yeah, because As does not make any logical sense with what he covers at all.
He's tried sometimes to explain it, but
I'm not going to waste my time with Rings of Power or try House of the Dragon, MILF Man, or give me some right now. You know, it's like,
And covered the hell out of desperately covering the Acolyte. He was getting videos out before I'd even seen the episodes. I was like, fucking hell.
Didn't he do a video about it
Yes.
canceling from his hotel
He did a
room on
fucking
holiday?
phone video being like,
Oh yeah, he did. Tragic news.
he had a smile on his face, but you knew he was holding back tears.
He was so sad season 2 wasn't happening.
Yep. Generally, it's a blow to the community, so to speak. You know, just never have the Acolyte season 2. Their community, of course. Our fellowship is more than happy. It's a wonderful result. I still can't get over those people who are very like crying levels of sad that it's canceled. It's like, you can't be serious. Come
You
on.
won, bigots. How do you feel?
Come on.
I hope you break your hip.
Break your hip. I hope you get elderly and break your hip walking down 12 stairs that's missing one. And it's your right hip. I hope it's your right hip. And I hope there's no one there to save you for 35 minutes.
But at 40 minutes, it's okay if
It's
someone
okay.
arrives.
Somebody can arrive and call the police after 40 minutes. But I want you to sit there for 35 minutes wallowing in your bigotry and your hate decades later over the canceling of the Acolyte. To be very specific about your pain.
Do you think Gary's like on his deathbed? He's like, you know, the Acolyte wasn't so bad.
I shouldn't have been so bad to the Acolyte. Ah.
There's only one regret I have in life.
You know, it would have been nice to see Yoda in season 2.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to Plagueis?
I need to know.
What was in that goon cave? We'll never
Does
know.
Queer Mirror get to bang both the twins? And then they find out he's gay.
That is, in retrospect, by the way, is so funny to get. Because have you seen people saying it's not been canceled, it's simply not been renewed? It's like, did you watch how that show ends? The show ends with saying, like, we want season 2 desperately for every nothing is solved. It's all left open. All the big significant characters, all this little bait and stuff is like, they absolutely want a season 2. Not getting renewed is like, it's been canceled. It's
Yeah, you remember when
thrown the fuck out.
Lesbian Headlamp came out and said, no, it's a complete story. You know, we leave a little bit open at the end, but it's a complete, satisfying story. I hate it when those shows end like, it's a fucking total cliffhanger.
Yeah, like I get the point of view of trying to be like definitively autistic in terms of the definitions of these words. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, if you have like an anthology series, take like an American Horror Story that doesn't get renewed, like, well, it's always going to be complete,
Yeah.
whatever season it stops at, which is fine. But this, they had way more story to tell, and they were ready to go. They were like, let's do it. And then Disney were like, nah.
No. Could you be a little bit quieter about wanting a season 2?
Yeah,
We don't
want to
wanna
we
leak
never
it.
wanted season 2, really.
We don't want to leak information to the press that we're actually going to cancel it by not saying it publicly, so we have plausible deniability. But yeah, Disney, who hates any bad news, believe me, this is a company more than any other that hates the bad press. They hated what happened in Florida because. Again, this is a group of people who are convinced they are right. They are convinced they are right. They have their finger on the pulse of humanity. Bob Iger has said that he is part of the most important struggle, a more important struggle than the civil rights movement in the 60s.
True.
Bob Iger's Jesus. Just ask Bob Iger. He's not a weatherman, former weatherman. Pencil neck. All he does is buy shit, calls it innovation. Well, he's a great deal maker. He's a great deal maker. How's he done with those deals so far? Well, bro, for $4.99, can we get whole videos on just X-ray girls serving up woke tweets and Gary reading them, please? Hail. I might get tiresome. Little bits. Well,
Little bit.
Little bits. But thank you. Woody Erection for $9.99. I'm brand new and I'm allowed to hail? If so, hail! Curious of your opinions of the show Peaky Blinders. My all-time favorite show, damn near 10 out of 10. I appreciate all the hard work and content. Stay well. Love that show. Love that show.
Only hear good things.
Elijah Engwell for $1.99. The work of one flawed woman. Ah, I saw what you did there. Well done. Well done. So uncivilized for $20. Hail. I just had an enlightening discussion on Discord with accepting, in air quotes, people. The more polite and factual you are, the angrier they get. This is true. They hate you, Gary. Now they hate me too. I will wear that badge with honor. Yeah, I'm okay at that. You know who's like MauLer and Little Platoon can eviscerate people without really going after them personally or anything, or even getting into hyperbolic language, right? They can just, it's very British. It's very common with the Brits, right? They can eviscerate
about,
people politely.
Attacking people, debating people?
Debating people and just eviscerate their arguments and stuff without getting into hyperbole. Like, I'll do it once in a while because I'm crass. But, yeah.
I mean, a bit of spice, I think, is... I think it would be better willed if people reacted better to a bit of spice in conversations, to be honest with you. You know, like, because a lot of people online, they're just waiting for any excuse. You know what I mean? We've covered this on EFAP before, but like anything said in any way angrily is like automatically much worse. You know, if you start with someone saying like, you know, hey Gary, you're a bigoted monster who, you know, obviously hates everyone in the world. How does that affect your work? And then you just go like, what? And they go, whoa. Calm down. You know,
I know.
Like, okay. I feel like what you said was worse than what I said, but sure.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly. And it's manipulative. I mean, I would answer, that doesn't affect my work at all. Actually, I'm quite happy.
It's made it better.
It's made it better. No, but So Uncivilized is absolutely right. If you just stay on the show, and like the intersectional feminism is all over it. You could bring up Leslie Headland, but I just focused on the damn show and the logic within the show. And, you know, like the alien argument, there's no argument of woke or anything in that. I'll bring up Gen Z, but that's kind of just a joke. It's just young people. But like, we'll talk about the aspects of the film, you know, and if you come at, oh, sorry.
All the conversations I've seen on Romulus have been how well written it is or not, and how well shot it is, how well acted, how does it fit in with Aliens, a franchise? Is it going to give it the shot in the arm it needs? Which, you know, if it does, that, like, I'm not sure how you feel about this, but like a lot of people are saying, like, shouldn't you at least be happy that it gives some lifeblood to Alien as a franchise? And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, you know, could you say the same for TFA, for example? It's like, see, look, that's getting, it's like, eh.
So you apply what MauLer just said to Acolyte arguments, and then you're absolutely right. So Uncivilized, they just fucking lose their minds because they have no argument against it. You don't see hyper autistic, weaponized autistic, which I appreciate, by the way, breakdowns of how good the Acolyte is. What's stopping you?
Yeah.
Make that 6-hour video essay on how everything makes sense and how this would be a logical origin of the Sith. I'm waiting for it.
Well, and, you know, they'll be like, wow, you spent like 3 hours talking about how bad it was. Like, why can't you spend 1 hour talking about how good it is?
Right? Exactly.
Seems difficult. I wonder why that is.
I wonder why it is. Lauren Masters for $1.99. MauLer, read the quote tweets on your win tweet.
Oh, we kind of did that.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites, the two we checked out. The one that said I was accusing the Acolyte of committing crimes. But
I know.
Crimes against humanity, there's an argument. There's an argument.
Taker 610 for $5. Where's the meme of a skeleton in a chair that says Kathy waiting for her win so she can retire? The Legion of Memers are working on it right now.
Dude, do you think she thought Time of Destiny might have been it as well?
Oh, definitely. That's
so fucking funny.
I think so. So here's, okay, the Mandalorian and Grogu does okay. And I mean just 550 million worldwide. On a budget, let's say they reduce the budget to 100 million. Let's just pretend we're in a dream world. Maybe it does $600 million worldwide. I think that's a really high estimate, but let's just say that. She will interpret that as a win and maybe go. Or she'll stay till she's fucking 80. I don't know. Maybe Kathleen Kennedy will be a piece of skin on a frame going, moisturize me. I don't fucking know.
Do not rule that one out. It's possible.
Normal man for 20 Canadian pesos. Hello, Gary and MauLer X-Ray Girl 2. I have a question for Gary. Would you recommend the Dunk and Egg books as someone who only knows Game of Thrones world through the shows? Thanks a bunch and Godspeed. Yes, very much so. Because it won't... the shows, I'm sure they brought up the Blackfire Rebellions a couple of times, but not much. It concerns the time around the Blackfire Rebellions, Aegon the Fifth, but it's a little side. It's a great entry point into Game of Thrones, really, because it's not as bogged down with so much world building. It's just Dunk and Egg walking around Westeros, getting into adventures with the backdrop of the Blackfire Rebellions, which is a bunch of legitimized Targaryen bastards who took a new name. And it started 3 separate civil wars over time. Bitter Steel, which went and started the Golden Company, which you kind of saw at the end of Game of Thrones Season 8, although it's a terrible version of it. They carry around a Bitter Steel skull dipped in gold as a standard bearer. Yeah. I think even Stannis, no, he brings it up in the book. Talks about like taking off to the east, like Bitter Steel, and like, fuck that. I'm not going to do that. Because it looks like he's about to lose. But that's in the Wins a Winter sample chapter. Syndeck for $2. Already working on it, but still give me a call. I will. Thanks, brother. Bonesaw is ready for $10. Disney should fear the Acolyte fans. They've had enough U-Haul frequent renters points that they could get enough trucks to lay siege on the studio, like the Canadian truckers, but lame and gay. That's a lot of U-Hauls. Brian Burrows for $5. When I once killed an ice troll, it shit itself. I took that shit and made a new season of a show. Did I mention I killed an ice troll by myself?
In under 5 seconds.
In under 5 seconds? In under 10 seconds?
Ice troll shit.
Ice troll shit. Oh, dude, we can go all day with that. The Rings of Power is ice troll shit. It's hill troll shit. It's cave troll shit. It's Balrog shit. It's human shit. It's elven shit, which is probably ice cream.
Poop.
Do elves shit? Do elves poop?
What would
I
you
don't
call
think
it?
so.
You say like it's android shit.
It's android shit. I prefer artificial person shit myself. Dan Vask for 100 worthless pesos. We do have an old Bond movie. It's called The Rock. Oh, that's true.
Hey.
That's true. Dan was putting
fair.
up some social experiments on Twitter where he was asking GPT to make an Islamic joke and it wouldn't, but then a Christian joke and it would, just pointing that stuff out. And I looked up on Grok. I sent him this on WhatsApp. I'll just read it. I looked up on Grok, is Dan Vask gay? And Grok came back with, based on the information available up to August 19th, 2024, there is no conclusive evidence from Dan Vask himself or from reliable sources that directly confirms his sexual orientation. Here's what we can gather. Public sentiments on social media. There have been posts on X, formerly known as Twitter, where users have made various claims about Dan Vask's sexual orientation, ranging from him being gay to him being straight. However, these posts are from individual users and do not constitute official or verified information from Dan Vask or his representatives. Dan Vask's own statements. Dan Vask has not publicly declared his sexual orientation because he's gay. Sorry, I put that one in there. In any of the sources provided, there was a humorous post that he wrote a choir piece for his friend titled "Gary is Gay," but this appears to be in jest and does not confirm his own orientation. So I'm catching strays in this. General information from the biography, details, and interviews. Dan Vaz keeps his personal life quite private. He does not share details about romantic relationships or his sexual orientation in public domain, though through the sources reviewed, because he's gay. I just wanted to point that. That's what Grok has to say about it. Thought that was funny.
I mean, Grok has never been wrong, right?
Grok has never been wrong. But that was really thought out.
No, it's good. That if the system is going to be good at anything, it's gaydar. That should be.
It's gaydar. Jeffrey Halam for $4.99. Gary MauLer, treat yourself to something fun and watch Fat Electrician's video on the 7th Infantry Division, an army of old men. I will watch that. I love the Fat Electrician. Hail, brother. Hail Unsubscribed Podcast. Hail, Eli. Joe Bitts for $1.99. The Woke-alite is now the Dead-alite. Yes, it is. Drunk Mouse for 200 Swedish krona. Hello, Gary. Saw your appearance on the Unsubscribed Podcast again today, and I realized they never asked you what your offender superpower could be. They did. I don't think I answered good enough. What would it be? Would you like to have... but it's terribly offset to use it. They asked me that. I don't think I gave a good answer, probably because I didn't understand it. My offender super... it's making YouTube videos. That's my offender superpower.
I was going to say, it's like, I'm trying to think of like, what would be like a funny one, but all I'm coming up with is just, I dislike a TV show and it upsets everybody. So how about that?
Yeah. But I don't think that made the cut. I'll have to go back. They live in my area, by the way. Or come down here and hang out at times. But yeah. In the general area, vicinity. Noons, 184.99. Question, Gary, is it time to get rid of the Star Wars collection or replace it with Lord of the Rings like you did? Yes. Long past due. The owner of Toy Hunter was telling me that, Star Wars sales are just down. And Marvel sales are a little off too, but Star Wars sales are down for obvious reasons. And that not on new shit, on old shit. So yes, I repurposed a lot of a pretty fucking huge Star Wars collection and put it towards getting Osmus 1/6 scale Lord of the Rings characters, and I have them all. Every single one. Even the ones you can't get. The ones from China. Looking at some now. Loki for $20. It's root beer for Gary. Happy birthday. Well, thank you. My wife, I like root beer, by the way. My wife got me some Dad's root beer in a bottle. Because we don't want microplastic balls in my balls. So we got a glass bottle. Sparta Chris for $20. Gary, fun little fact. Telephone cleaners was possibly a euphemism for plumbers in the olden days. People back then were a little embarrassed to let others know that they had bad plumbing, so plumbers were called telephone cleaners. But it's telephone sanitizers is the term Douglas Adams used. And knowing the UK, that job probably existed. Box Fox, Scoot for $2. So is the Acolyte still canon? Yes. It's Disney Star Wars canon, though, not Star Wars canon.
Yeah.
HZ for €5. How much do you guys think Dougray Scott must hate Tom Cruise and Hugh Jackman for losing? Dougray. I'm American. I'm a filthy American. I've been calling him Dougray Scott all my life, but it's Dougray, right, MauLer?
It's okay. I forgive you.
Thank you.
I'm not as.
So yes, for losing out on Wolverine, he broke his arm on the set of Mission Impossible 2, which gave Hugh Jackman the opportunity to take the role, and the rest is history. I think Dougray wouldn't have been terrible as Wolverine, but he wouldn't have had the longevity as a Hugh Jackman.
There's that Hugh Jackman, I guess you'd call it raw for Wolverine, that is outright iconic.
Yeah.
It is, such a good sound that he makes. And yeah, wouldn't want to lose it.
Nope. Bonesaw is ready for $20. Just watched Alien yesterday after rewatching Ramalama Ding Dong. I loved it, and it was far superior film to Ramalama Ding Dong. One thing confused me. Why does Ash try to kill Ripley with the magazine rather than just snap her neck with droid strength? That's a good question. It's an odd choice.
So it's an odd scene because, and there may be people in chat who know more than I do on this one, but she realizes what's happening. She knows that Ash, what he represents, what he's been involved with. She's losing her mind. He's not entirely sure of how to deal with this situation. Being an android, this is a complicated one. What she knows, what she's going to do. So keep all that in mind, right? The scene then cuts, and she's got a nosebleed, and he's got the android white shit coming out of his head. So deleted scene maybe, where he hit her and she would have hit him in the head. That would be what I assume justifies.
I think he gets hit in the head. I think you see him get hit in the head at some point, or he falls. He falls.
She pushes him against the wall in the mother room. I'm not sure if that accounts for it, but I know that she her nosebleed comes out of nowhere. Yeah.
It's an odd choice. The only thing and there might be some commentary out there that explains it, is what you were saying is this might be out of his programming a little bit.
Well, so I was going to say, if we welcome in the idea that he's taken a little bit of damage, this is highly controversial and confusing as a situation. And then there's the struggle. I always interpreted it as him struggling to deliver a kill blow because he was malfunctioning somewhat.
So while he was having a robot seizure, basically. And and Ian Holm plays it off like that. Like when he's rolling out the magazine, he's kind of shaking and
Well, you got that. He also she says when she says to get out of the way, he laughs at her, not almost like a jester laugh. It's very what the fuck, and the expressions he's giving, it looks like he's fucking up.
It's
a really great scene though.
It really is. But rolling up a magazine is an odd choice. But maybe the chat.
I think that's it though. I think they are saying what a weird thing he's doing. What is that? He's trying to kill her that way, and it's I think his brain's fucking up.
WG for 50. You're only getting this because X-Ray Girl is a certified MVP. Oh, I know that.
Thank you.
I know because they don't give out those hats to just anybody. Hashtag taking care of the talent.
That's sweet. This is actually Max von Priestley's merch. So if you like it, you can find it somewhere out on the internet, I'm sure. I like hats. All the hats.
I'm glad you like hats.
Yeah.
I like pants.
I don't like pants.
I love lamp.
Damn.
Stumpy for 5 British pounds. Viewing figures were the same as when Headlamp was working for Harvey Weinstein. No one was watching. Nothing was seen. Oh. Ugh. The Mighty Strike, thank you for the 1 British pound proper money. Bonesaw is ready for $5. Says, so these people upset about the Acolyte being canceled are the modern audience, huh? They seem lovely, don't they? Absolutely. And you know what? I've never run across one in the wild. In the many wilds I've gone in, I've never run across anybody screeching at me in public at San Diego Comic-Con, MegaCon, all the cons I've been to, Dallas Fan Expo, countless cons, the grocery store, Chick-fil-A, nothing. Lance for $1.99. Specifically, hip sounds like they got one. Yeah, maybe it is. It's really weird to bring up hip injury, dude. Is that a bash at our age? At some of MauLer is a long way off from potential hip injuries. I am 1 year closer.
Yay.
Legalized Adulthood has gifted 20 Nerdrotic memberships for $100. Hail! Venice Jam for 10. And thank you. Legalized adulthood. We're not legal. Venice Jam for $10. Our name pronounced, Venus Jam? Venus Jam. Well, why didn't you just spell it like that? Hey again, Kings, mind giving my channel a shout out reviewing toys, Legos, Transformers for now, but wanting to do movie/TV reviews real soon too. Agatha's coming up. Venus Jam. Go check it out. Go check out their channel. Lego reviews. Man, I love the idea of Legos, and I've got Hogwarts Castle. I've got Barndur. I've got Rivendell. But I just don't have time to put it together. X-Ray Girl's going to have to come down and do it.
I was just reading up on Alien deleted scenes, and yeah, there is one that they didn't end up going with where Ripley had trouble with the decompression thing. It was an attempt to try and kill the alien that goes wrong, and that's what the nosebleed is from. I'm trying to find anything on if there's like...
Wasn't there is it director's cut? Wasn't there a scene where you hear the supposed SOS beacon, whatever, you hear what the message is? Pretty sure I remember that.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And of the scene where she finds Brett and Dallas. Brett's like almost becoming an egg. That's like, I guess I'm not in enough forums to know. Is that considered lore or not? Like, is that canon or not?
What? Oh, them almost becoming eggs?
Yeah, like the capability of an alien drone to be able to turn humans into eggs, which is horrifying, by the way, in every way you can imagine.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. That is
because I know it's not in, like, a lot of people don't even remember that scene because they haven't seen that version. But it does, like Aliens answers how the eggs come along, and it's like, well, technically they did have an answer already, but I guess it's not contradictory. Because people were wondering in Romulus how there's so many facehuggers, and some people speculated that's how it was done. It's like, well, it wouldn't be that because there was no eggs. And I think they make explicit mention of how Rook was like 3D printing the facehuggers from the DNA reverse engineered from Big Chap. So it's just trying to track it all.
Yeah, those pictures are pretty disgusting. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Brett becoming the egg?
Yeah. Oh,
it's fucking gross.
No, you're just molding into it. Yeah, it's just that's so Geiger. It's so Geiger. Jetty Ben for $1.99. Word is that Hasbro is dropping the Star Wars license. I wouldn't blame them at this point. It's probably just costing them money, and they haven't been doing great anyway because Star Wars hasn't been doing great. And that, in turn, they do Marvel too. Lord Panda 99 for $5. As a Filipino immigrant, born and raised, and now getting my U.S. citizenship this year, I disavow these bananas. Cry more. Hail! And congrats on getting your citizenship and going through that nightmare. They need to make that easier. It takes years. It's fucking ridiculous. Stephen Vacation for 5 Canadian pesos. I can't believe where Star Wars is. I can't believe that the franchise that had godlike influence when I was a kid has been reduced to this. Believe it. It's the worst crime against imagination, and it will be remembered forever. Like when did Hollywood pass maturity and just start going really downhill? And I mean really downhill. Disney Star Wars. John Getz for $1. They could make an audio description playset for sure. I had prequel toys where you'd scan a little fob with the character face on it, over the speaker, and it would read out lines from that character. But I probably made that up because I'm just a toxic fan. Yes, you are, but you didn't make it up. That was true. There was a little sound chips that came with action figures. Japanese Demon Lord Abir Lucifer for $5. I'm coming in a little late. That's what she said. Where's the pudgy British lesbian with no hair? He's dead. Flamengo Key for $5. I really like the idea and actors behind The Finder, but it only got one season. Oh, well, yep. There's a lot of good stuff that had good concepts. That was it. Wouldn't the director's cut of Suicide Squad be more profitable than the Acolyte Season 2 since the Ayer cut is already completed? Well, they're two different distribution companies. Neg and Jack Napier for $5. But, I mean, if you want to compare it to the 5 DC films that they released over the year and made no money on, as a matter of fact, lost hundreds of millions of dollars, it would have made more sense to do the Ayer cut. Yes. Should know verses for $1.99. Mother Anasea was right. The power of many. Shindu verses for $1.99. Mother, I read that one. Disney executive Tywin. Streamline side for $1. Why no season 2, you ask? You who killed our IP to bring our show into the world, you released an ill-made, spiteful little show full of lust, anger, and no cunning. Neither gods nor men will ever compel me to release season 2.
Can you imagine if someone like that worked at Disney?
Yeah. There should be. Yeah, there used to be. There used to be
a great TV show in and of itself.
There used to be. His name was Walt Disney. Domino, that would be a great TV show. Domino on the Streamline side for $5. Have any of you seen the animated hit Monkey series on D+? I saw the first season. I did. I like the comic. I think it's a gag that runs a little too long, but that's me. Zian Hu for $7.42. Why was The Lion King so popular? I'm pretty sure no lions paid to see it. That's a good point. Lion shit. It was lion shit. Thunderbow for $1.99. The power of Manny Jacinto on his birthday. No, that was me. The power of Manny. Bad reviews. Albert, you're going to say something?
Oh, no.
Sure.
Yeah.
Positive?
Yeah.
Albert, not a retro for 5 Canadian pesos. Skeleton Crew should end with them landing on the planet with xenomorphs on it. Yes. Larry for $20 says, made you look. Yes, you did. Thank you.
Just get Jar Jar in there, man. Just get him in.
Jar Jar versus xenomorphs, and he just fucking wipes them out.
Yeah. Well, they fear him, right? Like several sequences where you think he's about to be killed, and then he's like, no. We go back, me and the xenomorphs, they know me, and they know to fear me.
Like, his skin is resistant to the acid blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He just
and he can jump way higher than them.
Way higher. Steven 3000 for £5 Back to the super chat about Az and begging for a house because he got a book for his cat is not a defense. A defense for what? Oh, begging. He doesn't beg. He has a separate.
I was going to say the chat actually started it. It wasn't Az.
Okay.
The chat did. The
chat started it. And so Az has a book. And if somebody specifically mentions it, he puts it in the book. But he does not beg. But he got a book for his cat. It's not a defense. I don't know. Did Belle get a book too?
Maybe Belle reads. Who knows?
Maybe Belle reads. WG gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships for 50. DLA Graphical for 5. And thank you. Thank you, WG. DLA Graphical for £5. We have Forbidden Planet in the UK, but the Funko Pop fungus is spreading in there fast. Yeah, I went into your shop and there was a lot of them there, but they still had some awesome Judge Dredd. Garrett bought some. I did too. Woody Rection for $9.99. Thoughts on Marco Polo, another fantastic show canceled on cliffhanger. Benedict Wong is amazing as Kubla Khan. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff from the mid 2000s, you know, after 2010, you know, Dread. There's a lot of good stuff happening. A lot of they were trying a lot of different things, and it just got canceled. And then we got into this era. They started the innovation too soon, and then they just went to basic bitch regurgitation. Jose Taco for $1. Gary on the Streamlabs side. Gary, did you ever go to Buddy's Toys and Collectibles? I haven't been there yet. Also, did you see the list I sent you of stuff to do in San Antonio? I haven't, but I will go to Buddy's. I'll go this week. I know about Buddies. I haven't gone there. TC Boggs for $2. Which Disney IP dies first, Star Wars or Doctor Who? Oh, Doctor Who. Doctor Who.
When they say die, you mean like no more content's made for it?
Yeah. Dies.
Yeah, it would be Doctor Who. Well, because I was going to say they're in trouble, right? Doctor Who right now.
Yes, they are.
Because someone could say, well, so is Star Wars. It's like, well, Star Wars it's got plenty of projects on the way. You know, it's not in trouble with them actually stopping. We fucking wish it were. But you're right, yeah. Doctor Who is the one that would die first out of those two.
It doesn't make as much money.
It's died before. It's like Palpatine.
It's died before. There's no merchandise being made whatsoever, and it hasn't been for a long time. So, yeah, no shirts. Like it used to be everywhere. It's nowhere now. Asian Little River Band on the Streamlabs side for $10. Have you heard about the Lonesome Rooster? Beaten by the Queen of Hearts. Every time, have you heard about the Lonesome Rooster? He a rooster, but he stir keeps trying.
Good for him.
Thank you. Let's go to Ruckenbach, Texas with Waylon and Riri and the boys. The successful rife we've been riven. God got us feuding like the Hatfields and McCoys. Asian Waylon Jennings, thank you for $10. Ruckenbach, Texas. It's a good song. JMD Reed for $5. Bronwyn's dead, so they fridged a strong woman of color for a male character storyline. For shame, Amazon. I know. It's because she wanted to leave. Albert, not a retro for 2 Canadian pesos. Did you read my Thought 5 idea email? Now you're just messing with me because you did it twice. All right. You did it twice. Thought 5, more love, more thunder. I'm all for it. Nathan Cassidy for $4.99. We need to put this on his headstone. Here lies Jeremy Griggs, homosexual. I would so do that. I would so do that. And I would
put it on the back.
No, right in the front in rainbow colors with little lights, little LED lights that blink, and maybe some like little music. Adam Milne for 2 Canadian pesos. Gary, have you read Bone by Jeff Smith? Thoughts? I liked it. I have. Not in a long time, but I have. Guy Thompson for £5 Ash attempted to kill Ripley with the magazine because he wanted to suffocate her without damage, so I could presume his plan was to explain it away. Oh, yeah.
Well, she can breathe through her nose.
Yeah.
I think he's glitching. He's messing up in the scene.
Unless her nose was broken.
Well,
the
the
kind of
depressurization. Yeah. I think she's
yeah, he can still kind of breathe.
He's going like blah, 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 and stuff. So
as somebody who's had his nose broken, you can breathe through it still. Jay Broski, 95 for $5. Do you think what do you think of Alien Isolation? I thought it connected Alien and Aliens. Absolutely mastered that game.
Yeah, of course you have.
Yes.
Absolutely loved it. Yeah. It's very scary.
Yeah, totally.
If we were to add it into the selection of the films, it's seen as like the third best thing in the Alien franchise. Which, you know, depending on who you talk to right now, is Romulus. Depending on who you talk to, would be considered maybe fucking even like. Have you seen like people praising Alien Covenant the past few weeks?
Yes.
It's like, please don't do this. This always happens. Stop it.
It always happens.
You know, I actually rewatched it, and it was actually a lot better than people say it was.
I don't know what y'all are talking about. Alien Prometheus is genius. I don't know what you're all...
4 screenshots of like the best shots in the movie.
Yep.
And they're like, how could you say this is bad?
When somebody did that with the Eternals, I lost my mind. I lost my fucking mind.
Someone quote tweeted one of those 4 screenshot bullshit things for Covenant, and they were like, just watch this scene. That's all you need to do. And it was the one with, you know, the backburster with the girl who slip, the people slip on the blood twice. She slips on the blood twice. It's the most embarrassing shit to watch. It's actually, I think the person who did it said, I'm not sure if this is actually supposed to be funny. Like, it might be, even though it's, you know, the violence in it is horrific in a good way.
Yeah.
But slip it like actual cartoon slipping on the floor of blood all the time to mess up you. It's just like, okay.
Snakes and Funerals for $5. My alien headcanon. Aliens, and the Dark Horse comic books that followed. The end. Yeah, that's good headcanon. The comics are good. The Alien versus Predator comics are fantastic. They're fucking awesome. Sucks that the movie sucked. Alien solo drone can make 3 eggs, 2 drones, 1 queen. Says Dark's Blade for $2. Samuel Myth for 5 British pounds. Yo, MauLer, I've seen you've been playing the Jango Fett game recently. It's funny how the repurposed Boba Fett is now a better character than Boba Fett.
Yeah. I mean, if you're considering Disney law, which you don't have to, no one should have to. But I mean, as someone who played that and wasn't familiar with Boba Fett's stuff from like comics and shit, I always thought Jango was badass as fuck, but then not really from the films, more so from extended shit that's not in the films. Because in the prequels, Jango kind of gets similar treatment to Boba in the OT, where it's like he just dies and you're like, excuse me? Like, there he goes. Bye-bye.
You really get a feeling George didn't love that character. He did. Either one.
I don't know if there's quotes about it, right? But it's just like, I think he didn't like how much they were coasting on being badass from the way they look.
Samuel Myth for 5 British. Oh, I read that one. Ryan Kinnell's Gay Subconscious on the Streamlabs side for $10. Man, I'm thirsty. I could really go for a sparkling mango flavored LaCroix. What about a White Claw? Epic Guest for $5.99. All these IPs are zombie IPs gathered in the barn and just need Shane to fix it. Yes, they do. Star Trekker 58 for 10 Australian dollars. Hey guys, only just woke up so long, way behind, but it seems that we have gone from face huggers to current day face huggers. Plus, Jonesy was a better character arc than anybody on the Acolyte. You're right. Jonesy. Jay Broski.
When she's heading back to LV-426, Jonesy was like, I ain't doing it, man.
No.
You go ahead, okay?
Yep.
Send me a postcard.
Jonesy's got a better agent. Jay Broski, 95 for $5. Aliens, Alien Isolation, the best canon. And I agree.
Very solid.
And there the show ends, my friends. Ooh, that rhymed. What do you have coming up, MauLer?
I'm considering playing Black Myth Wukong very soon because everyone's talking about it, and I'm curious to see what it's like. What you do. I'm seeing it being called Monkey Souls, so that sounds like fun.
It does look like a Souls game with the fighting mechanics.
So I'm on board. And then tomorrow, I think, is the first time EFAP are going to try Chain Together.
I'm so excited for it.
I think nobody's played it before out of Fringy Rags, and we're going to get Metal as our 4th, so that should be fun. And that'll just be a lead up to Saturday, where it'll be our 7th year anniversary, which feels really weird.
That's weird. Oh, that's wild, man. That's crazy. That's wild. 7 years. Holy crap. That's a long time.
Yeah, 300
it's like fucking dog years.
Mainline episodes, which
sorry for
looking back, it's like fucking hell. Yeah. I mean, but hey, Gary might pop in.
I will.
Others you may
I will
know and recognize. I'm not trying to make everyone too excited here, but I am prepping a boogie section.
Ooh, my tipples!
The tipples will return.
Which one? Oh, I need to know. Is it going to be the
I don't know yet. I can't. Well, it'll likely be dependent on, because Az said he can drop in for a certain amount of time. Probably going to try and aim for when he's there.
Okay.
Nicholas Diorio, maybe. We have a couple people who are boogie historians. You're going to want to save it for them.
Mm-hmm.
Balls. Sorry, I yawned.
Such a weird human being.
I got woke up in the middle of the night by my dogs.
They'll do that.
They'll do that.
Mhm.
As I was telling you, MauLer, I have one ancient dog who's like blind, toothless. It's a little boy dog. His name is Gomez. Love him. And I've got this new puppy who's like 7 months, but 55 pounds and big. And the puppy just wants to fuck with Gomez. All it wants to play, right? And Gomez is old. He's like, fuck off, man. All the time, middle of the damn night. So Gomez does the foot. And I couldn't get sleep because I was laughing so hard. So Gomez goes out the door and runs right into a post. Just boom, fucking nails it, man. Right? Because he's blind. He gets up, looks at it, and fucking pisses on it. I'm just like,
Revenge.
I was dying.
He's like, you have your Twitter, I have my P post.
Yep.
Oh, poor guy.
And you're not supposed to laugh when the dog like runs into the door and shit, but I'm laughing my ass off because he goes by sound. So you can, I'll probably call him in. We clap, and that's how he can find us. But like, yeah, he can't see shit. Poor little guy. He's daredevil dog now. Real quick. Dan Vasquez responded with Grok. Just gonna read it to you.
Oh, okay.
Grok, I am Dan Vask, and I'm not gay. Tell Nerdrotic. Answer. Given the context provided, here's how you might communicate this to Nerdrotic. Hey, Nerdrotics, I have seen some chatter that I want to set the record straight for anyone who's set the record straight, right, brother? For anyone who's curious or speculating, I'm not gay. I appreciate the support from all my fans, but think it's important to clarify personal aspects when they get misconstrued. Just keeping it real as always. Thanks for understanding and keep enjoying the music and content. I'm not hearing a denial in this. Oh, it says I'm not gay. I don't believe you.
Okay.
The message keeps it simple, direct, and avoids diving into any controversy, focusing purely on the clarification of you've requested. Remember, the effectiveness of this message largely depends on how it's received by Nerdrotics and the community on X, which can be unpredictable due to the nature of social media interactions and the fact that you're totally fucking gay. So,
See, Grok knows that gaydar be working.
Yep.
Yep.
Grok knows. It's like, you can say that all you want, but I love that it answered that way. It's the internet. Be prepared for the worst. Hope for the best. Expect the worst. That's the internet. That's life. That's life. What do you got coming up, X-Ray Girl?
Ooh, I'm going to be playing Diablo 4 tonight with Tugs at 6 p.m. Eastern, and I'm playing Diablo 1. By the way, Gary, the doors are really hard to see in Diablo 1. I understand. I finally understand what it's like to be you. No. So, anyways. And then I might play Black Myth Wukong. Is that how we say it?
Yeah.
I just got the game. So I'm kind of excited. Monkey representation. The Orangutans.
Sweet.
Is it Chinese mythology?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. Wukong Ching Chong?
Also, where's timing? Because we're probably about to end, but I've got to go sort something out real quick.
Yo,
But
no, we got to go. Go.
We got to go anyways.
Sort
Well, I
it
was just
out,
gonna say-
mate.
Goodbye, because I'm probably going to miss the actual outro, but I'll be back. I'll be back quick. I'll probably be too late. You get what I'm saying?
Go.
Okay,
Love you, man.
bye.
Bye. We're getting gone.
Gone,
Just released a video, 2 successive days. Don't get used to that. And I'm going to continue watching my Tolkien-a-thon. I'm going to continue with my Tolkien-a-thon and probably take a nap because I'm old.
This
You
is
guys-
a bachelor life.
Bachelor life. Got nobody around but some dogs. Maybe take the dog on a walk. So,
Oh, yeah.
but thanks to the Modrotics for all your hard work. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat. There's a dog right there. What's up, Maris? Thanks for all the super chats and donations. You help keep the lights on. Thanks to all the lurkers and everybody who participated. And most of all, thank you for all the Acolyte fans raining your tears of sadness on our parade of joy. Thanks a lot. Why can't you just let us have fun? So continue the celebration today, by the way, fandom. This is a massive win. It's a massive win. take your victory lap, like I said in my video, and enjoy the day.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Bye, everyone.